We're jamming with the hottest disc jockey.
DJ Dork Genius.
Cracker, sick and evil. Life's hard, living legal. Delighted in diesel, park beans, flicking needles. Forever free the people. Treat each lick equal. Binging bigger, cheaper. White Trinity, Grim Reaper. Power liners, gym sneakers. Misplaced, missing people. My ninth life on his fifth sequel. This the prequel. Run with alley cats, 45 battle axe. Inside a towel wrapped, half zip travel bag. Snow like mountain caps. Pills counted flat. Keep it real, down to that. He told so you tattle back. Building like spackle cracks. Leave apples clapped or stab up your bow track. Hung from a towel rack and drugged down gravel paths. Life's up a bargain. I probably wouldn't haggle that. Cayman's raid your habitat. You soft as a cattle calf. Keep the ratchets packed like a mechanical staff. Spotted him down a dirt path like an animal track. Shots rinsing his dog and chicken. It's an animal bath. Seen demons work for devils like satanical packs. He was told the truth but couldn't handle the facts.
Everything's about to get weird like a kid who can't hear, but that's really big ears. Man, I took too much drugs and can see the shit clear. Man, I'm about to pull the plug, smoke weed and drink beer, cause every day I'm always on that ganja, never really trying to puff and pass, cause everyone's infected, plus don't like to wear a fucking mask. I got into music cause I'm really dumb and suck at math, and started making money with my music. Now I'm stuck in class trying to learn math again. My teacher is a fucking ass, always rolls his eyes every time I always wanna ask a question that makes everybody wanna laugh. I'm hallucinating while I'm laying in a bubble bath. Ask Captain Marvel where the heck's Lieutenant Trouble at. Probably up in space playing Zombie Land double tap. Bro, you need a verse, beat, and chorus, I can bundle that with the head of a mumble rapper and some bubble rap. Got my head together but the shit's finna get unattached. Man, this beat's disgusting like I uppercut your mother's snatch. I'm a lethal weapon, yeah, I'm on my Danny Glover raps. Call me Doctor Strange, who the heck's Benedict Cumberbatch? Run it back. Everything's about to get weird like a kid who can't hear, but that's really big ears. Man, I took too much drugs and can see the shit clear. Man, I'm about to pull the plug, smoke weed and drink beer, cause every day everything's about to get weird like a kid who can't hear, but that's really big ears. Man, I took too much drugs and can see the shit clear. Man, I'm about to pull the plug, smoke weed and drink beer, cause
a thing that is experienced by almost every human.
YouTube, TikTok,
sort of a signpost that says, you're not only what you think you are. All I'm going to do is help you remember who you really are and give you some techniques to facilitate the sharpening of that ability.
As a kid growing up, I never thought about goals. I was living for the moment, just going with the flow. Coney Island, Brighton Beach, bound out of control. Handboard court, drinking, getting low from the poles. Too young to understand what's the struggle and soul. Till these souls leave the earth to tell God what they need to know. So relatable, Farina bubbling on the table. One factor determining how we watch cable. See little things counted back then, living unstable. The same little things that made me willing and able. Such a structured life, the nightlife taught me how to conduct a knife. Felt more love on the corner, reason to wrong my rights. Just a sorry excuse, it could've cost my life. I'm making decisions to make appearances at cautious sights. I couldn't avoid the sea static, poke the guys, front row action when it goes down. Hold your fight.
That's how I'm supposed to go.
They want the house, nigga.
Riverside, motherfucker.
See when you show love.
That's how I'm supposed to go. That's me for, man.
We got 5 minutes till we officially start. We're just
Yeah.
All right.
Got too many
Right
felonies
now,
for a
right
job,
now.
so I ended up broke. Where you was at when I needed 160 for a ball of coke? My mama and my grandma had to hustle every day, no joke. TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Burlington Coat Factory for coats. If you wasn't a fan or your parents wasn't broke, then you probably wouldn't know. Where you was at? You wasn't there, and that's how
all
I'm supposed to
downloads
go.
are accepted and stuff.
Where you was at? You wasn't there, and that's how I'm supposed to go. Where you was at? You wasn't there, and that's how I'm supposed to go. Got your life, I got mine, homie. That's how I'm supposed to go. My auntie died from an OD off dope, but it wasn't from the shit I sold her a long time ago. But I'm really supposed to know. Take a minute just to think about it. I'll take a minute for his boat. couldn't take a minute, cause the ending of the song coming too close. Too much raindrop doing me, I'm so. I know how to swim and I got floats. Pussy was so good, I ain't want dope. She lonely, so I gave her dick slow. For a little cash, nigga, get more. Don't contribute, then you gotta go. A track, I bust off on it, no cap. You gotta pay me like a hoe. Flamers like my nigga Meek Flow. Grown and sexy like a peacoat. Survive my 30s, I don't need hope. Big girls in my bed till they get soaked. Roll, roll, roll your boat. Everything I've been through in life in these notes. Maya Angelou quote. EBT stamped, it was hard to get a load. Told my son don't boast. Thank God that we even made it here, whoa. Catch the sister fed us both. Thank God that we even made it here, whoa. Catch the sisters fed us both. Got too many felonies for a job, so I ended up broke. Where you was at when I needed 160 for a ball of coke? My mama and my grandma had to hustle every day, no joke. TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Burlington Coat Factory for coats. If you wasn't the fam or your parents wasn't broke, then you probably wouldn't know. Where you was at? You wasn't there, and that's how I'm supposed to go.
3 minutes,
Where you was
29
at?
seconds
You
left
wasn't
till we
there, and that's how I'm
officially
supposed to go. Where you was at? You wasn't there, and that's how I'm supposed to go.
Make sure my mic is loud and my production is tight. Better watch me around your girl if you ain't fucking her right.
Oh, I want to.
I tend to overtask, money been my opposition. Love it, but I'll throw it fast. Gotta keep my head above the water, ain't no holding back. I notice where their motives at. Plenty fakes around me ain't gon' jump because they know it's bad. Remember, I was taking losses, I ain't have no attitude. But now the ones who made it lost it, we supposed to be mad at you. Don't you be upset, you ain't the only one who's having moves. So y'all can call me pimp, I keep it real while y'all be capping through. See, I ain't known for holding threats, just stepping on a broken necks. They never speak up on my name because they know how cold it gets. This shit chilly, fuck around, you might just catch a frozen death. I come from waters that's so deep, ain't no point to hold your breath. See him plotting, he playing checkers, I'm pulling up with chess. If you a demon, then I'm godlike, been hoping I say blessed.
2 minutes, 30 seconds,
limit,
y'all.
I ain't reached it yet, I know that I could be the best. When everybody wants it, you gon' see
I'm aiming at a nigga head, only niggas merchant shit on they dead homie. I put a nigga with they dead homie. Now they ask somebody dead homie. Ain't talking shit for the feds only. So I ride around with that lead on me. I'm a real nigga, you a bitch nigga, I hate bitches. Like a fag homie, I been through it all. I done seen it all, I just want it all. I ain't scared at all. I got 30 shorties with 30-30s. Ran around in the U-Haul, about to move in on a nigga house round lunchtime just to take them out. I got shooters outside your mama house round dinner time. Just taking out, bitch, I'm the shit. Hit them with the shit. I got an AR that hold a 50 clip on. Ran shotty with the same shotty boys in the hood. Shot Ricky with all my G's move in the fucking unit. You could get killed over 50 cent. I'm a young buck, but my Lloyd Banks is full of all dead presidents. All I want is commas, commas after commas. All I think about, that's common sense.
1 minute, 40
Balenciagas, some
seconds,
red
y'all.
bottoms and some red products just to match the fit. If I die tonight, bury me with bands. All the Mars and a couple bricks. RP my niggas, I'ma do it big till the day I get taking out this shit.
Lawyer, lying in court, or some athlete on steroids trying to sport. Maybe a fireman, nah, that would've been the last resort. Because I'm hot already, you ain't gotta gas me, boy. How about a crooked cop? Yeah, putting packs on niggas, beating coming through to tax you niggas. A semi-truck driver on the road, picking up hoes. Buy myself a cleaner just so I can pick through y'all clothes. A gynecologist, a porn star. I ain't gotta explain why. Just surf the net and see your ex get down with the same guy. Dr. Brown, I could be a pharmacist for real though. Learning how to mix medicine, but it still appeals though. A driver for the CTA, no Chicago GTA. Certified gangster shit without having a C of A. Crime scene investigator, I can see your DNA. I'm used to stacking chips, shit. I should work for Frito-Lay. Shoot for the sky, youngin'. Yeah, I know it get tough, it's rough here, but still, nothing beats a try. You can be anything, you can be anything, but just don't be a rapper like me. You ain't gotta drill everything. You ain't gotta
30 seconds, we almost there, y'all.
Shout it, keep it real. You can be anything, you can be anything, but just don't be a rapper like me.
You're jamming with the hottest disc jockey.
DJ Dork Genius.
Be sure to send your music and beats over to ThatDorkyReviewShow at gmail.com.
Autobots, share the stream.
It's 2 in the morning, feel asleep and I'm yawning. Waking up on the lawn, I'm seeing blue and orange. People follow me to school and copy me until I stopped and put my music on. I'm just crawling like a zombie, gnawing on a Nazi, probably in his uniform. Born identity, homie, you been born. My brain
you know what it is. Welcome to That Dorky Review Show. If you are here for the first time, pretty much we're a live music reaction and review show for independent artists, producers, and bands across the globe. All genres are accepted when and if you guys send to the show. Again, send to my email. It's ThatDorkyReviewShow@gmail.com. We are live via YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok all at the same time. Do not send anything that does happen to be on the radio. So if you're rapping to a Drake or Kendrick beat, do not send that. Do not send us a record with Tech Nine, you know, Jay-Z, freaking, like, if we all know the artists together, they're off limits in terms of anything related to them, unless you are remixing one of their records, by also getting a producer to flip the, you know, the sample and stuff like that in very much a different way or whatnot. But yeah, try not to send anything, you know, which you just straight up rapping to a you know, Drake, Mariah Carey. It don't matter if they are known. It's a little bit of a risk for us to play on certain platforms. What else? It's completely free to submit to our show. Just try to be patient if you are in the free line. If you do not want to wait and you want to get played immediately or get more than one of your records played in a back-to-back fashion, you can skip the line, hit that Cash App, PayPal, Super Chat, and on the TikTok side, Galaxies always work as skips as well.
Sir Mike, this song's gonna burn like some hot sauce from hot ones in your eyes. Birdman will talk to an actual bird like I'm gonna chew through this beat like a termite. Don't make me put you where actual worms lie. Don't like my old shit, I'm thinking you were high. Like me when I'm looking down at a bird's eye view. When I'm cool, better act like you surprised. Head to McDonald's, I'm about to steal your fries. Standing outside.
And we also do giveaways on the show if we happen to reach 100, 200, or 300 by the end. So if y'all do see many people skipping the line throughout the episode, get more excited as opposed to discouraged or whatnot, because it means we get closer to you potentially being able to win, you know, some free skips yourself to be able to send in the lineup. I think that is everything, though. I think. Wait, did I do the giveaway screen, or did I just do the skip one? I did that one. Oh, I think I said we do giveaways if we reach 100, 200, or 300 by the end of the show. So we go here, and then again, the prizes, you could win free skips, free beats, free mixes and masters, free features.
I think I've taken too many drugs and I'm in another universe, and I was trying to get buzzed in the studio and do a verse, but now I'm seeing an image of Coolio on Jupiter. If I was in the hospital, I'd probably want to do the nurse. Out of all 80s movies, I'm watching Ferris Bueller first. I'll walk right up to a bully and be like, homie, do your worst. If you don't got any gas, a freaking Razor scooter works. This one ain't for the kiddies, so Super Steve, you can curse. I'm spaced out and I probably took.
I'm not sure how long. I usually just say like 30 seconds, just about. But you know, I think yours did come. You should be in the free line. We got AD. Let's go ahead and throw you up. You should be first. And again, rate all records on a 1 to 10 scale. Any and all feedback is welcome. If a record is ass sauce with cheese juice freshly squeezed out of the bosom of Jabba the Hutt's teat, you know, simply hashtag Dorky don't play that, or of course the abbreviation of said, you know, hashtag. And if we're in the free line, we usually cut the song a little bit early. However, if someone does pay for a skip or has a skip that they won and sent in, all those submissions are safe in a bubble. Let me see this. Yeah, those submissions are safe in the bubble. It cannot be cut. Feel like something that here's Johnny will hop on.
Here's Johnny and AD. Yeah, it's AD. Listen. Ciao, it's Nonsenze as well.
I came from the gutter and the fun didn't exist there, so when rappers gonna bluff, the drum on my gun go ba-dum-pa-bum-bum. Suburban say I'm white, so my thuggins none. I came from the gutter and the fun didn't exist there, so when rappers gonna bluff, the drum on my gun go bum bum. Suburban say I'm white, so my thuggins none. I'm thinking it's pathetic when rappers think they better than another cause they excellent. When it comes to music, but in life they gotta get a friend for a place to sleep because they broke, acting sped as shit. Hating on sexy red again, saying I could do what she did, but they never did. Fakeness real, I met a brick, saying that he rather make his heart than to feed his kids. Motherfucker better heed the shit. You better not rap about guns, better not rap about coming from the slums, because then if you did, you trade the rap love for some money just to get your people safe from drugs and guns. Rappers moving backwards think it's cool to run and gun in the motherfucking slums till they time in the sun. Been stunning, karma's been done. Now if you were gangster when your time's coming, you wouldn't shed a motherfucking tear. I came from the gutter and the fun didn't exist there, so when rappers gonna bluff, the drum on my gun go bum bum. Suburban say I'm white, so my thuggins none. I came from the gutter and the fun didn't exist there, so when rappers gonna bluff, the drum on my gun go bum bum. Suburban say I'm white, so my thuggins none. Rebels can rebel land, preachers can come like metal fans, special land, rappers cry, bruh. Can't settle that devil land, brag about money. They don't have rappers, just Peter Pan, bruh. I got fake bitches on my radar, can't take a bit of feedback, snakes on my radar. Say they people can spray, but they play dog. Don't even got no friends in real life, gotta play God. This rap shit is like a gold rush. You wanna make some money, do not search for gold, bruh. Just make a stream pretending to review these whole stuff. Selling a shovel, saying have fun though you're so dumb. Take advantage of the ones with the mental illness, breaking taxing for their funds and they get a killing. Make a sandwich with they ones, get them in their feelings. Make them rappers kiss your butt till you get to feeling. The music that they sending, I smoke a pack of zigzags, roll up paradise, hit that, Bimbo's big ass, and I been that broke person with the bus pass. I don't need cash to rap better than y'all weak ass, talking shit about AD's dad, joined so he left. If he did that, you would look a cyclone round his dick, trying to get that essence of bash. Dumbass bitches aren't cool for not caring, that's corn shit, man. You're so fucking cool for trying to say that I left a fucking Discord server because my sister's rapist, which is my dad, tried to join in and say what's up. And I think it's funny how everybody be like fucking talking shit behind my back because I have mental breakdowns over like being fucking homeless when y'all having mental breakdowns over like not getting fucking McDonald's. Y'all some pussy ass bitches. Fuck all y'all.
Listen. So the internet and certain platforms are a little bit, kind of fickle about the R word. We got to be kind of vigilant of that when we sort of like even remotely think about putting it in songs, let alone even like when we're on our, lives or podcasts. Like it's something we sort of have to replace, otherwise they'll sort of not block the live, but you know what I'm saying, they sort of block the reach if they think it's the content is not appropriate. In terms of everything else, man, I appreciate hearing you on like a Griselda-esque type beat. I think that type of production kind of helps make almost any artist like really look good or whatnot, because it makes you really want to get in there and I think rap a little bit harder than usual or whatnot, right? You almost feel like every time you get on one, you're making a diss record just for every artist or person you ain't liked, and it sort of throws a little something on there. Part of me did feel like it also could have used like a few features or whatnot, right? Like that's a beat that you get like a little bit of a cypher or a Four Horsemen, kind of artist, situation, and go from there and stuff like that. Shout out to Sprite, what's good, you know what I'm saying? Chris Beach, what's poppin'? But yeah, so that is my freaking thought. How long was this one as well? Sorry for the realness, man. You know what I'm saying? Lyrics and description, man. Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. Puts the lyrics, you know what I'm saying, in there. Makes it easier for everybody. Let me see. You said everyone leave. I like in the chat, man. Appreciate that duality. And you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it works. Should work, you know, Liquid. And then Run, you know what I'm saying? Said sent over a song. That's what's up. If you are new to the show,
please send your records to ThatDorkyReviewShow@gmail.com or get ready to die. Ha 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 ha.
All right, man. Shall we continue? Deshaun, you sent nothing at all. Wait, this is duality. Hold on, let me drop this on this side. Seriously, bro. Seriously, bro. Alright, let's see. So nothing at all. Deshaun X and X.
See where you go with this. I don't even know what happened, but I had to see the song and then open it. I don't even know what is happening, man. You know what? If I see a blunt up in my face, man, I'm probably smoking it.
At the stars, making sure another nigga don't go do you dirty. Take a look, I'm going far, so then wake up early. Ever since we grew apart, nothing else could hurt me. 10 p.m. inside a bar with another bourbon. Heard you tryna go far with another purse. Ain't my business, I just heard from another purse. Can't be tripping, I just learned from another purse. Might be tripping, never heard of this other purse. Think today we grew apart, cause I made it worse. Might just pull up at your mama house or at the church. Feeling toxic, maybe I should learn my worth. Finna pop this, bring me back to planet Earth. Check your messages, I sent you back another verse. Get the texting back and forth like you ain't gotta work. You ain't gotta tell me nothing at all, cause when I sit back I just reminisce on shit that I lost. We've been together since forever, hope he treats you well off. Cause I'ma be out in the city with just me and my dog. You hit the internet and petty shit, get bitches involved. So what's the point of back and forth, cause all this shit unresolved. We getting out of this elevator. What's the point if you not tryna elevate her? This how I doubt I will ever wait up. Discount my time that I ever gave up. She could hook up at the bar, making sure another nigga don't go do it dirty. Take the tip off a cigar, sipping bourbon early. Ever since we go apart, hanging on my jersey.
It sounded like it was like lowering in volume.
I can't even worry. Now you tryna go off, I ain't even curse. Go and try that with your dog, not the right purse. Said he tryna go off while I'm at work. Ain't my business, I just heard from another purse. Yesterday we grew apart, cause I made it worse. Like your messages respond with one little words. Bitch, I'm off this. Maybe I
feel like it never left the chorus.
Feeling toxic. Take my ass up at the church. It ain't okay, do you hard, get another jerk. Go make sure your phone charged, don't forget your purse. I ain't gotta tell you nothing at all, because the reason I ain't with you wasn't even resolved. We having conversation back and forth, it wasn't your fault, wasn't my fault. Pointing fingers, making verbal assault. You say your mama all this petty shit, so she get involved. You know I love her, I'ma answer the call. We headed out on the elevator. What's the point if you not tryna elevate her? This time I doubt I will ever hate her. Discount those times that I ever gave up.
Never give a cut when you do. Freaking a lot of freaking people that think that you do freaking the things. I don't know what I'ma do, but every day that you sing, man, I'ma hop in the pool. Like when I think that I'm cool, freaking I know what I'm freaking needed. I don't even know what I'ma do, but I'm freaking speeding. I up on the freaking freeway, like I don't know like how fast I'm going. And like the artists who sing to the show ain't ask, they ask freaking questions. I wanna be able to freaking teach a class so I can teach a freaking lesson. I don't know what the hell I'ma do, but I freaking bless this.
My daughter back there. You over there doing my ad-libs?
What's up, people? This is Tiffany Nelly.
Bro, get out of here.
I am his son.
Son?
I'm his father.
What? You're my father? You said his daughter. Little... My daughter, man. Anyways, big figure salute. 3 minutes and 12 seconds. I must say, appreciate the overall freaking time with it. As always, with most artists, man, as long as you aren't repetitive and or doing the exact same thing. Well, no, that's being repetitive, boring, and really you just sound like you don't really care too much about the song. You know, we'll let you go as long as you know want. My thing though is, right, you know what I mean, when you do songs where you add the layers, the harmonization, like you do it everywhere from the jump, from the beginning all the way to the end of the song, you know, you're basically saying you want that song to basically be an anthem, so that we are, you know, basically, you know, doing it all together. You also create a scenario where if you perform it live, like you almost always forcefully have to perform it with, you know, the other vocals, right? You take the main one and then you let the other one sort of like slightly be on the show disc kind of thing, or you have like a choir of people behind you that sort of take on the notes. And I'm always worried about the live performance, you know, aspect with most stuff. You know, it reminded me of, you know, what we'd hear from, you know, Kendrick on, you know, certain records or whatnot. So it does sound like it's, you know, influenced, but it still sounds, you know, decent. You have a vibe. I like the beat. You know, feels like something that would make a dope live performance. And I feel like it would be something like slightly creative. Like, don't forget to pick that up. I said, don't forget to pick that up. Like if there was a, you know, it's black, right? You know, you see a silhouette of you, then a spotlight comes and as soon as you start, you know, doing your parts. And I think eventually just sort of the other elements, like I'm trying to see if they're going to be silhouettes or they're going to be something else. We still trying to figure that out. What up, Nick Lowe? Welcome back. What up, Joy? Welcome back. And good to see you within there. It was good. Let me see. You said me and C Losta doing a collab, and hopefully the live, you know what I'm saying, here soon. Hey, that's what's up. Make that happen. Make that happen, you know what I'm saying? Let me see what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go back into the now this one is from Duality right here. All right, Jux, what up, dog? Ladies in here,
like stop, take a minute to breathe, counting every second like you one of the thieves. Like drop to your knees and pray. He's the reason why you wake up every day. The clock ticks life away, it's so unreal. Give me everything just so I could feel what he feels. What he feels for one day. Like stop, take a minute to breathe, counting every second like you one of the thieves. Like drop to your knees and pray. He's the reason why you wake up every day. The clock ticks life away, it's so unreal. Give me everything just so I could feel what he feels. What he feels for one day. Like,
where did you go with it?
Said featuring me. Are you trying to get me on this song? There's no open verse. There's no open verse.
take a minute to breathe, counting every second like you one of the thieves. Like drop to your knees.
You're right, something. Still seems like something that is a little bit in the works. Obviously, it's you know, 1 minute and 13 seconds. You know, so far, you know, you have an overall, you know what I'm saying, concept and feeling that feels like there's much that can be done in here, as well as you know, a few different, you know, type of artists that could even potentially, you know what I'm saying, feature when you think about, like, you know, voice signatures and stuff like that, and the difference between singers and rappers and stuff like that. It feels like something that would be a very chill, you know, kind of you know, maybe party, slight club, you know what I'm saying, record. You know, or just something that literally can fit in, you know, a few of those genres, you know what I'm saying, at the same time. You know, I wanted to see or hear a little bit more of what you were going to bring to that. But yeah, not bad, of course, man. What up, Martharian? Was freaking popping. Man, what'd you say, Joy? You said not much, you know what I'm saying, but Euros are finally mobbing, you know what I'm saying, to Europe, or moving to Europe or something like that. That's what's up. And finally, it was like years to make this. Make what? Like, make them move there, or you to make whatever song that you potentially send in? I don't know. What up, Run? You know what I'm saying? With the wink, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like it. All right, we're gonna go back in the free line once again.
Be sure to send your music and beats over to ThatDorkyReviewShow at gmail.com.
Hello, this is Grimace. Be sure to vote 1 to 10 on all music beats and video played on the show. Okay, bye.
Yo, Dork Squad, this is Rick Sanchez telling you to donate 10 flurbles to Cash App $ pay a dork to get your song played fast as shit.
We got Liquid. TNT, you said left, right, left by Christopher Duncanson. Rate this in the chat. 1 to 10, any off feedback is welcome. Share the stream. Hit that like button. Tag an artist.
I'm tired of us and us being here. And you be fussing and crying, but I don't care.
I'm gonna restart this.
Why do we keep going up and down in this relationship? This relationship, yeah. What is love when you don't let go of my past mistakes? You've been trying to forgive me, but you still don't trust me, babe. It's about time we stop playing games. You know what I'm about to do. Things will never be the same. So baby, me and you should break Cause girl, I had enough. And I'm walking out of your life like left, right, left, left, right, left, right. Left, right,
like a Chris Brown kind of record.
Girl, stop and make those teardrop rivers disappear. Cause see, I hate to see you cry. And so many times we gave us a try, and we failed every time. So tell me, what is love when you don't let go of my past mistakes? You've been trying to forgive me, but you still don't trust me, babe. It's about time we stop playing games. You know what I'm about to do. Things will never be the same. So baby, me and you should break up.
Girl,
I had enough, and I'm walking out of your life like left, right, left, left, right, 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 left, right.
I didn't know you were gonna do that.
I'm walking out of your life and I ain't coming back, no, coming back, no.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Ain't good, man.
How do we supposed to work if you don't let go of my past mistakes? You've been trying to forgive me, but you still don't trust me, babe. It's about time we stop playing games. You know what I'm about to do. Things will never be the same. So baby, me and you should break up. Cause girl, I had enough, and I'm walking out of your life like left, right, left, left, right, left, right.
that was Christopher Duncanson with Left, Right, Left. And overall, man, like, listen, proper, straight up R&B record, something that feels like we can hear it out there. I think for every record, every genre, like, that is the, at least in my mind, you know, that ultimate goal. Like, we have to, you know, sound like, you know, we belong right next to a, you know, a Chris Brown, a Tank, you know, Babyface, you know what I'm saying? In terms of those, that genre, you know what I'm saying, specifically. Every other one, same thing. If people are gonna add us to playlist with other bigger artists, right? It just has to feel like it fits and, you know, sits in that right place. All the vocals, I think, were on point. The harmonization, you know, every time you stretched your vocals, you know what I'm saying, now just, you know, showing your capabilities. I always tell people about harmonization, like, even if you're more of a auto-tune centric, you know, you don't really label yourself as R&B, like, that harmonization literally will make all the difference in, you know, just the extra, you know, level of artistry that you can put on the record. You do have to know what tones you're going to do going in, or at least have an engineer who can sort of like train you in that area and be like, yeah, sing it like this, do it like, you know what I mean? But whatever the case, I liked it. Seems like something that we could, of course, get a video to. It's 3 minutes and 52 seconds. Didn't mind any bit of time, you know what I'm saying, on that and stuff like that. And so he said he's gonna they'll be releasing it soon, and that they're still working on it and stuff like that. Nick Lowe was wondering, like, you know what I'm saying, hey, how can we, you know what I'm saying, get this? Is it on our platforms? You know, but you guys got, I mean, look, we can give you a running back, man. You like it that much.
There can never be too many books, but living without the internet would suck and shit would get weird like too many cooks. If you're always getting robbed, there's too many crooks.
Living without the internet would suck and shit would get weird like too many crooks.
We'll give you one more, and then we'll be back in the free line right after this. Once again, Christopher Duncanson with Left, Right, Left.
I'm tired of us and us being here, and you be fussing and crying, but I don't care. Why do we keep going up and down in this relationship? This relationship, yeah. What is love when you don't let go of my past mistakes? You've been trying to forgive me, but you still don't trust me, babe. It's about time we stop playing games. You know what I'm about to do. Things will never be the same. So baby, me and you should break up. Cause girl, I had enough, and I'm walking out of your life like left, right, left, left, right, 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 left. I'm walking out of your life like left, right, left, right. Now you in my face and full of tears. Girl, stop and make those teardrop rivers disappear. Cause see, I hate to see you cry. And so many times we gave us a try, and we failed every time. So tell me, what is love when you don't let go of my past mistakes? You've been trying to forgive me, but you still don't trust me, babe. It's about time we stop playing games. You know what I'm about to do. Things will never be the same. So baby, me and you should break up. Cause girl, I had enough, and I'm walking out of your life like left, right, left, left, right, 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 left. I'm walking out of your life and I ain't coming back, no, coming back, no.
Hold up, I gotta talk about that part too. I gotta talk about that part. Man, I almost freaking forgot, man. Bruh, like we talk all the time on this show about, you know, the fact that it's half the producer's job, the other half is the artist's job to really make these, you know what I'm saying, great songs. And, you know, often if the producer can do things that will either inspire the artist to do a little bit more, or, right, if it's after the fact kind of freaking thing or whatnot, where, you know, you go in and you go, you know what, let's add a drummer, you know, in this section, have him come through. Like, it feels like a real drummer as opposed to some production. Let me just make a beat, add some drums right quick type shit or whatnot. So I appreciate this because that's what we would love and expect during the live performance as well. Right? Like, this feels real. You know what I'm saying? This is definitely real.
How do we supposed to work if you don't let go of my past mistakes? You've been trying to forgive me, but you still don't trust me, babe. It's about time we stop playing games. You know what I'm about to do. Things will never be the same. So baby, me and you should break up.
So yeah, let us know when that drops, as well as, you know, potential music video, live performance, you know, situation. Those are the kind of different things that I do want to see from you guys, right? If you have a decent record, you know, gets a pretty good overall reaction on the show, you know, come back when you have that record on, you know, different platforms, but then also, you know, again, that live performance or music video situation, right? You know, we want to see what you guys as artists are really able to do, you know what I'm saying, throughout. And also, I think live performances are inspiring, always reminds people about that extra, you know, bit of what, like, we all want that moment where we can sort of, you know, have the crowd sing along, you know what I'm saying, with us or whatnot, or just have them know every word, you know, potentially.
You know, a safe-ish home security.
Let me see. We got Run H. Houston, insane with drugs, love, money. See what you got.
I'm feeling really crazy. Somebody save me. I've been popping too many pills lately. This with the AP. I remember when I used to rock the same tee. Drugs, love, money, yeah, that's my fantasy. Drugs, love, money. I don't know those people, yeah, when they're next to me. You can leave if you want, just imagine me. I've been on some fun shit, it's kerosene. I've got liquid heroin, and I'm changing all the same. Watch me pop, watch me live my dream. Watch me go up, watch me hit the ceiling. Got a feeling, I'm misleading. Man, I'm feeling really crazy. Somebody save me. I've been popping too many pills lately. This with the AP. I remember when I used to rock the same tee. Drugs, love, money, yeah, that's my fantasy. Drugs, love, money.
Barely got time to write the name and the thing. That was it. I don't like short songs. I don't like short songs just because I never feel like it's enough to truly gauge what you can do as an artist, right? Like, you're purposely lessening the time that people are able to really hear you and really, again, like, see your full capability or whatnot. It's a little bit of a vibe to a certain extent. Your energy is lower than, you know, the beat, even though the beat is a vibe and kind of very chill. So it does need still another run through it with the mix, so we can make sure we hear every single thing that you have to say. And again, I would extend this, make it longer, spend more time with the people. If you can, go in higher tones at times, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Go in the higher tones and the lower tones, right? Not necessarily at the same time, but like, you know, every 4 bars, sort of like switch it up to one or the other. And sort of, you know, and again, I don't know if that's in your capability, but you know, try it if potentially you can. Or you can also get a feature to do the ad-libs, you know what I'm saying, in there. What? Not bad. What up, Legend? The Outlaw shit. Send where? You gotta send to my email. Are you able to see the email right below Sonic? You know what I'm saying? Right below, I might just go and write the whole, ignite your whole with all the playlists. You said, was that all this? Yes, it was. That was it. 1 minute and 15 seconds. You know, we talk about this from time to time because there's a lot of artists this generation every now and then that do see the shorter form of music as the way to go, but I've always just been the opposite. I've been like, whatever in your mind makes you think that people want shorter songs, right? Even if we are going through certain platforms and, you know, scrolling, you know, very quickly at a time, it doesn't mean that we want shorter content. I still sit down and watch a whole movie, a whole freaking show. We binge watch many things, right? So I always believe that it's still up to the artist and the producer to get any listener to the end of a song and to be able to really extend, you know, what you do there. Like, again, if the producer switches it up, you know what I'm saying, at certain parts, they make maybe like a dubstep section. If they have different sections, you know, most artists aren't just gonna stop and then, you know, and just immediately make it shorter. You're gonna want to figure out something that goes there, even if it's a feature. But most, you know, I get it sometimes. Like, the producer will provide you with exactly the amount of beat. They kind of like let it fade out. And partly for a lot of producers, that was not necessarily on, it was really a mistake. I think a lot of producers just wanted to give you guys samples of what they could do, right? But always, you know, still have the ability to extend it or have an extended version, but they only uploaded the short one. A lot of you guys will still just download that short one and make exactly, you know, how much that's there and then move on to the, you know, next song. I don't think that's the way to go, right? So like, ask any producer if they have an extended version of the beats that you guys rap to. I can almost guarantee you, you know what I'm saying, they have it or will at least give you that option. But in most cases, again, like, people just want to what do you say? You know what I'm saying? I understand that. Also trying to find your sound. Yep. I agree. And let me see. Still trying to find my sound. And you know what I'm saying? And he said, yeah, it was the full version of the beat and it was really short. All right, so let me remind you guys then. All right, I'm gonna remind you, if like, I will, because I'm a producer myself, I would prefer that you guys at least try to contact the original producer to see if they're willing to extend it, right? First, if you get like no answer, no contact or whatnot, or something like that, come back to me. I will extend the beat for you for free. I wouldn't even charge, you know what I'm saying? I just want to make sure that you guys can get on track if you do feel like there's more that you want to give to the actual, you know, beat. And most artists' problem is like when they do try to loop it themselves at certain parts, like they do it on the wrong part or it doesn't sound natural. Maybe it becomes off beat or something like that. I know how to do it, you know what I'm saying, where, you know, timing is still, you know, on point. It'll still feel like the beat is you know, going a little bit more. And I can also add something. I can add things, you know, to it as I'm extending it as well. But you know, if you guys ever end up in that situation, like, you know, hit me up. I will extend it for you, send it back. That way you can make a longer song at the very least. You know, you deserve the chance to try. Why did it send that many? You know what I'm saying? You're hungry, messages. Yeah. So good producers will lead you to your sound, man. I'm saying, no. Some artists will not ever get to experience that, like working with a producer in the studio, trying to come up with the song, you know, together. You know, the producer, you know what I'm saying, adding things, the art, like, again, passing those ideas back and forth, and, you know, really creating hits. Some will, like, you know, they'll have ready-made beats, and then artists will go to the studio, they'll sort of, like, you know, go through the selections and then see what the artist might feel. But I feel like some of the best ones have been that, like, let's create together, you know what I'm saying, because then the producer's able to work directly with that artist's style, see like what they, you know what I'm saying, feel up front, and, you know, just feed off of that energy. Let me see, let's send you the file. Yeah, yes sir, that's what you said. I got you. Ian originally did it actually inside that, but he said he didn't, and told me to move on, man. Bruh, man, listen, come on, guys. We gotta be working with, you know, the artists out here. Let me see what we got next, ladies and gentlemen. Here's Johnny. Here's Johnny. All right, let's see.
It's time to kick ass and chew bubble gum. I am all out of gum.
Here's Johnny.
Go ahead.
Heavy machinery, deadly indecency. Medicate the fiends, needing me supreme frequencies. Squeeze and leave the scene. Trap pills with the loaded magazine. Go door to door, but never sold a magazine. Turn your hat red like you promoted the MAGA regime. I'm as focused as can be. They couldn't hold me back if they threw me back in the Bing. The ratchet steams, then you hear cars crashing and screams. Johnny B. Bad's one passionate bean. Focused on stacking my cream. In dead still, might plug up, move to Mexico and run a fan mill. Need half a brick, sit in fan pills. Month later, I be gripping on the Benz wheel. Year later, cop a crib for 10 mil. How you the plug, but paying rent still. Bars so hard they can dent still. Owe me your life, I might bend still. Family man, but I'll bend still. Darker sets had me marketing red pills. Miss when utilities was part of the rent still. Rhyme hoping every line sends chills. Threats will enable me to slide the 9 in the event still. Move with the men's skill. Everything you can sense real. Drop Mercury in verses cause every rhyme's a dense spill.
Zelda type shit.
Every rhyme's a dense spill. Black who's the shit. Here's Johnny. Peace to wilderness.
I'll rip your head off and shit down your neck.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, needs a better mix, quality-wise. Is Johnny. Just needs a little bit of a better mix, you know what I'm saying, quality-wise. You know, you've always been. You know, we talk about Griselda type ish or whatnot, but like I feel like he's the closest thing to someone that most likely would have been a part of the actual group. You know, just because he gets in there, you know, perfectly. And my only criticism in most cases, it depends on, you know, where the mix is sort of freaking at. You know, I usually like the beat selection, and it's mostly trying to get decent choruses, you know what I'm saying, also out of the records, right? Because he'll go in, he'll just, you know, straight up rap. We'll have many artists who will also do the same. Let me just go in, straight up rap on the song. You know, as long as you guys know that those do become a little bit harder for people to remember the name of, right? With no chorus, there's nothing to sort of like, you know, remember outside of a few lines that'll, you know, stand out. And when we're having a conversation, when we're trying to say, oh, have you heard, literally, when we're having a conversation about you and your best records, right? It becomes a little bit more complicated for people to know which specific song, you know, people are talking about. But the chorus is that one thing, like we always say, that you can repeat. You know what I mean? Any record that you do, you have a chorus, you can repeat that, you know, a few times throughout that record. So it will drive home, you know, the idea of the song, the name, the overall feeling. If my mom only hears that once, she's gonna at least remember that. The verses, you know, that's gonna be, I basically put it like this: the verses are for the fans and the chorus is for the general audience, right? That's sort of for like the people who, you know what I'm saying, like if they're not quite paying attention in full, again, those verses are always gonna fly over their head at first until they sit down, take their time to listen over and over and over and over and over and over, and sit down, maybe even write it down, to make sure that they can memorize that. Verses are very much, you know what I'm saying, like that. But the chorus, no, like it's that thing that you hear over and over. You don't hear the verses go back and forth, you know, over and over again, right? Let me see. Martarian, we got you up next. Next up, I always gotta remember to close some of these windows. Gotta go and maybe like close some of the windows. Don't know what to do, but yo, I'm gonna see you. Wait a second. Okay, I guess I gotta.
You know it's going down. So if you with the shit, girl, let me know. Let me know what the business is. What time you wrong? Tell me what's going down tonight in this private party. If you with the shit, girl, let me know. Tell me what the business is. What time you wrong? Tell me what's
be honest, like, some of that wasn't good.
Freaking really go up, freaking grow up, freaking going really fast, slow. There's a lot of time people be like, Dorky, you a mother effing freaking asshole. Everyone, come on, join on in.
What is happening? There's potential in here. Still needs work, in the mix area and certain parts. Way too much on the ad libs, right? That's something that we have said from time to time or whatnot, but I haven't caught myself saying in a while. But you do have to go easy on the amount of ad libs that you add, and sort of when it comes to mixing, right? It's always about balance, making sure that we do hear everything without anything, kind of feeling like it's, taking up too much space. Look at your ad libs as you having actual backup singers for real, but there's one mic, right? And so I can imagine any artist, doesn't matter who you are, if you have a hype man, if you have backup singers, and they're all like trying to hold the same mic and their faces is right up there at the same, you know what I mean? You would get annoyed by that. So often it'll feel very much like that. You'll have the ad-libs, a little bit, kind of cranked up. This is another reason why it is better sometimes to have an engineer or to go to another studio to record your song, because the engineer will literally hear these things as you're recording it, right? He'll be like, do that again if it doesn't sound right. Or he will literally just during the mixing process, he'll take out anything that feels and sounds like it's too much. We don't always need to keep every single thing that we do, right? Because once again, like certain things will just feel like it's a little bit jumbled and all over the place. So ease up a little bit, the melodies and stuff like that were decent. I can kind of imagine, potentially a music video. Joy said, yes, simplify better. And then she said, I don't know, I'm confused, man. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I ain't mad at you. Liquid said, double ups and ad libs are blurring up the lyrics. You see what I'm saying? Blurring up the lyrics. A lot is going on. Simplify it, right? So same, from him. You also said too much contrast, in the song mix needs work. I don't know if you were talking about that one or this one. But I agree. I think we're good with that. We should be able to move back on to the next one. What'd you say? Hi. What's good? Welcome to the stream. How are you doing and stuff like that? If you make music of any kind, you can send it to my email. Hopefully it popped up on the screen for you. It's ThatDorkyReviewShow@gmail.com. If you don't believe me,
be sure to send your music and beats over to ThatDorkyReviewShow@gmail.com.
And get your stuff in. If you don't make music, it's all freaking good. Chill out, help us rate some of the music that does come through. We play independent artists, producers, and bands across the globe. All genres are accepted. And it's an honor to have you guys always as a part of the community. What is this? This is my life.
This is my life.
This is my life, yeah.
Straight up. Sorry.
Daydream made it, so it's made.
This is my life, I gotta live it. This is my story, you wanna hear it. This is my pain up in these lyrics.
This is my pain, you gonna feel it. This is my life, I gotta live it. This is my story, you gonna hear it. This is my pain up in these lyrics. This is my pain, you gonna feel it. I know it be sometimes I have trouble up in my life. Even though I'm young, I know everything is gonna be alright. My mama teach me wrong from right. My daddy showed me how to live life, get me ready for the fight. I know it's gonna be a long ride. Nothing I face is gonna stop me. Nothing I face is gonna block me. I'm gonna keep striving, keep grinding, keep trying. Till I gotta be strong if I'ma make it on my own. This is my life. This is my life, I gotta live it. This is my story, you gonna hear it. This is my pain up in these lyrics.
You write this, Nick?
This is my pain, you gonna feel it. This is my life, I gotta live it. This is my story, you gonna hear it. This is my pain up in these lyrics. This is my pain, you gonna feel it.
Look, I don't wanna trip, I don't wanna fall, I wanna fall, stand tall. And through it all, I wanna man up and be strong. Even though I'm young, I know I gotta still flip page. And even though I flip those pages, I know I need God. This is my life.
This is my life, I gotta live it. This is my story, you gonna hear it. This is my pain up in these lyrics. This is my pain, you gonna feel it. This is my life, I gotta live it. This is my story, you gonna hear it. This is my pain up in these lyrics. This is my pain, you gonna feel it.
Do they have artist names yet? Because I think they'd appreciate just that kind of promotion, you know what I'm saying, as well. But not bad in terms of, so Nick Lowe wrote the record and essentially had the kids re-record it, right? Which I do, like, personally, I'm always in a point of, I want the artist to be able to stand out, in their own right as well. So I would, in my instead, like, cause I feel like helping them write their stuff, right, is often a better way to go, so that they can make sure that they get their style within there. And, if there's any words that they think that they would say, instead of something else, or, just to get some of their influence, within there as well. Because there can be that time, like, I hear you in this, right? Just knowing exactly your style, your sound, right? From the moment that chorus hits, I'm like, yo, that's Nick Lowe right there. This is my life. Because I can hear you with your, this is my life, right? I do appreciate being able to hear, like, almost a younger version, of you, because that's what it, kind of feels like. But I would rather, right, if anything is gonna sound like you, I would, in my mind, rather that actually be you, right? You going into the thing, doing the choruses, right? You know what I'm saying? Maybe adding some ad-libs for them, you know what I'm saying, if anything, or having them be the ad-libs for you, whatever the case, right? You know what I'm saying? That way you can be in there, and then have them sort of, take over, the verse area, and, sort of get that sort of exposure, I'll freaking say. I love it because it also has a piano within the beat as well, right? You know what I'm saying? So, if they ever learn how to play piano and kind of do this song, that would be dope. But yeah, I think I like the idea of having you sort of do it together with them. And then because there's, just as an artist, there's something a little bit, man, what's the word? What is the word I'm looking for? Like, there's something as inspiring when you know something has come, you know, from you, when you get to take that ownership over, like, the either, you know, I wrote or I came up with, I helped, you know, actually freaking do this, as opposed to, right, when we look at, you know, a Drake or somebody else, if we mentally find out somebody has been fully writing the entire song from them, and they basically have no skill to do certain things for themselves, we almost lose just a tiny amount of respect for them, because we still want to know their talent. We know that some artists are the vessels, right? Some artists are and can be the vessels for a certain song that someone has wrote, but I feel like we do accept it more when it's a singer, when it's someone in a band, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't really get on someone's ass and stuff like that. We'll get on them if they like lip sync during a live, you know, performance or something like that. But like, we wanna cherish, and I'm like, I'm half and half too. Like, don't get me wrong. Listen, don't get me wrong. I'm also half and half because, right, I think about Adonis and the song that he released. Like, Adonis is Drake's son. Essentially, the first video and song that he released, I was like, I feel like Drake didn't help him at all. Like, he just let him write every single word. Cause like, ain't no way Drake wrote, you know, I was gonna play with my iPad, but I broke my iPad. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was a bar essentially. Like, ain't no way, you know what I'm saying? Unless we're really saying like, nah, Drake, maybe, whatever the case. The point is, that middle ground of like just showing someone or letting them write it, and then you rewriting, you know, what they were trying to, you know, write or whatnot. Like, basically making it better in certain sections, just freshening it up, you know. That's not even the word. Freshening. Oh yeah, I did say the word right. Freshening it up, mama. Thank you. What is it? Minus? Is it minus or minis? I gotta know how to say your name. Appreciate. Anyways, you said, cause Drake can't write. Like, I don't know which one it is. Like, do we want to believe that he wrote the song, you know, for Adonis? Did they ever say? Cause I never dug too far into it. I was just like, why did he let? In my mind, I was just like, why did he let him release this? Right? Because everyone's gonna be like, you know, people would have expected Drake to write Adonis stuff, right? Because that, again, your legacy rides on every song you've ever done and are able to do the moment you drop that ball, and like, you kind of, you know, you fall off, you know, to some or whatnot. In this era, especially when you're winning at some point, right? If you win and you win and you win, right? Yeah, it's you know, the fighter who's never lost, who eventually, you know, takes that knockout, you know what I'm saying, one match, and now you have to like fight your way back. Let me see. Agree with you. Let me see. And then at 10, they don't really, you know struggle and pain. Nigga was saying and stuff that. But that crossed my mind a little bit too. I think that's what brought me freaking there as well. I'm like, did you write this? Because we'll say like Lil Kai, right? You know what? I feel like I should. You at least inspired me to do this real quick, right? Let me do a bonus. I'ma play. Lil Kai is older now, right? He was an artist. His father would come, send the records and videos that they would do to the show. Very much still an indie artist. But the first video and song that they would send to the show, I felt like, man, this is age appropriate. It's you know, the content feels, you know what I'm saying, real. It's of the time. It felt like something that for the style would be freaking timeless. And I think it worked, right? Hold on. What am not to young. There we go. All right, we're gonna run this for old time's sakes. But he's a lot. Listen, he went through puberty. He went through puberty now, man. He no longer has this voice. We've had a few artists on the show who we got to watch grow up, man. Like for real. Hold up.
Yo, check. Nonsense with the face palm. Vince Vaughn's been in space lost with his face gone. Still a race cause and a faint yawn. It's a space ball. Stay chill or remain calm. Take pills every day. Nah, I don't take pills. I just smoke.
Yo, Lil Kai. What's up? Think we should hit the studio? Yeah, bro, let's hit it. Where is it? It's up by Rutland Road. Alright, bro, let's get it.
That's KG right there as well.
I'm lucky you can go get it. I'm just fucking up this working on my goals I'm headed. I just wanna be a star and they all know already. I see the cars, I see the methods, I just gotta get it. I just gotta get it, yeah, yeah, yeah. I see my name up in the bright lights. I know what will come out of a hard fight. I kiss my mama, I tell her it's gonna be alright. Cause I know one day I'ma be a star, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, gotta get it. That's right. Yeah, yeah, gotta get it. Let's get it. Run up in that bag. Young boy got a man. Since my uncle done died, money stay in my mind. I see my name in the bright lights. Didn't come while hard fight. Guess my mama is alright. Young boy living my life. Gotta go get it. Ooh, gotta get it right. So I stay in school. Education be first. I'ma show you what it is. I'ma show you what it's worth. I'm not too young to go get it. Don't you ever forget it. DMF for life. What you say it right. Okay, you see it. The world's mine, believe it. I don't care if you hate. I don't care what you think. You could catch me in nothing on my new fitted. No 360 deals, you could forget it. My family gotta eat, let's be real with it. Lil Kai, KJ, gotta go get it. I'm just fucking, I'm just working on my goals I'm headed. I just wanna be a star and they all know already. I see the cars, I see the methods, I just gotta get it. I just gotta get it, yeah, yeah, yeah. I see my name up in the bright lights. I know what will come out of a hard fight. I kiss my mama, I tell her it's gonna be alright. Cause I know one day I'ma be a star, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know I gotta get it. I'm the ground and I can't lose. I'm away and I'm ready. Let them know that cash rules. Supreme on the headbands, Gucci on the sandals. Gotta make it to the top. Gotta win, can't stop. All that I had was a dream, believe I could do anything, yeah, yeah. Always believe in my team, they say never what it seems, yeah, yeah. Couldn't let none stop me. Authentic, I ain't never copy. Put my heart in everything. Nowhere else I gotta win. Prince, I'm a king, I'm a go better. And they wanna see me bad, but I know better.
You know
and
better.
And so cold like snow weather. It's just me and little Kai getting more cheddar. I ain't never gon' quit, I'ma keep going hard. See my name on the flip, see my name in the stars. I'ma make it to the bubbles, really never on pause. Yeah, they know we gotta win. I'm not too young to go get it. I'm just fucking, I'm just working on my goals I'm headed. I just wanna be a star and they all know already. I see the cars, I see the methods, I just gotta get it. I just gotta get it, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, you
I
can.
see my name up in the bright lights. I know
Send to my
what will come
email.
out of a hard fight.
ThatDorkyReviewShow@gmail.com.
It's gonna be alright. Cause I know one day I'ma be a star, yeah, yeah.
What if we can be a star? There's another time I don't even know what the hell I'm gonna do. Alright, big freaking salute. KJ, Lil Kai. Not too young. Beat sounds like it could be a remake to Rugrats, you know what I'm saying, a little bit. And you know, again, they made something of the style, got in there, did their thing, not freaking too crazy or whatnot. And again, right, as someone who basically has been doing this show for like, you know, 5+ freaking years or whatnot, being able to actually watch someone like that actually grow up and make, you know, even better songs and stuff, there are literally 2 artists that we had that are, you know, were very much, you know, of that same age. And eventually, as they, you know, got older, they made a collab, you know what I'm saying, together as well. I think that's the dopest song that they have, you know what I'm saying, made. Obviously, you're not hearing it right now, but hopefully one of them will come to the show and sort of like send that, you know, and let's jump back in the free line right now. We got Z Baby with Reckless featuring Off Brand. We're live on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. Out there, everybody, if you can tap in, hit that like button, hit that share, and tag an artist.
Man, I love going off the dome because the best in your life is free. And if you roll with me, you gon' smoke this weed and you gon' hold it in until I count to 3. I'ma bust these haters in the mouth with C. And if you fuck with him, then you fuck with me. And I'll kill you in seconds of lethal disease. You have been infected, so please take a seat. Watch how I wreck this, I eat and I eat. Eat you for breakfast, so stuck in my teeth. Ain't got no heartbeat, it's all on my sleeve. Ain't got no heartbeat, that means you deceased. Check the compartment, I wrote up some heat. Fire it up, have me low in my seat. Ain't got the stomach, these rappers is weak. They gon' get pummeled and stomp with a cleat. Hustle and grind and we do it all week. The monsters are here cause we smell all the meat. Offering and Z, we playing for keeps. Go ahead and flee, we'll be seeing you sheeps.
Beast, no leash. She eating the dick, I invited a feast. Not really a plumber, I'm fixing her leaks. Back door in your crib, I don't like using keys. Chasing the bag on the daily. Now they wanna fuck on the daily. Washing my hands of these hoes. Squeaky clean like I'm bathing. Dropping some heat for the summer Z, baby, the one that they craving. No, I cannot get my heart. I really do not do the dating. No. Reckless, end up with your necklace. Shooting all the shots where your neck is. End up on the box, yeah, I'll see you at breakfast. Make them go 5, 5, 5, put steps in. Now they wanna buy like a baby. Pack them all up, let they go on a vacation. Putting on the filter, they don't have the faces. Z baby and brand, they stars not a gazing. Gang Z baby.
Told you before, I don't fuck with these hoes. Out for that paper, that's thriller in low. My life is a movie, a thriller, it's cold. I yank on the hammer and let it explode. It's bigger than Texas, I'm spraying it reckless. I hope it don't hit you, bitch, you get the picture. Scorpion pinching, you slurping and drifting. Venom is crazy, tell him Z baby.
Tell him, I'm popping the Smith like a weapon. Z baby, we reppin', 10 toes on the ground when we steppin'. Batman with the blueprint, we preppin', check off like they eppin'. It is whatever we say, my talk fucking A, you get K'd, Not your day, but today is the day, Controlling the game like I played, Z Reckless, end up with your necklace. Shooting all the shots where your neck is. End up on the box, yeah, I'll see you at breakfast. Make them go 5, 5, 5, put steps in. Now they wanna buy like a baby. Pack them all up, let they go on a vacation. Putting on the filter, they don't have the faces. Z baby and brand, they stars not a gazing. Gang.
Where do you go when you grow up? You don't know what you go to when you freaking make a freaking dope song and then you gon' blow up. Freaking one day you don't even know what the hell the freaking heaven and freaking it feeling like and seeing the vegan and blah 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 blah. I do like the back and forth, you know, aspect, but I do, yeah, listen, I agree. Needs a little bit of a mix, you know what I'm saying? Still feels like a rough version of the song. I feel like you guys did feel it. I will always remind you guys, if you have a, you know, song where you sort of, you know, punch in quite frequently, you know, in most cases, right, we as the listener, you know, and some people don't mind, but I think there are some who, like, they want to see how far you can go before you even remotely have to punch in. So every time they sort of hear it, if it just comes in quick successions, it sort of like feels like you're going, you know, backwards a little bit in terms of, you know, the momentum. We'll still be able to hear the energy, your personality, whatever you're trying to put down on the record. But when we start saying, oh, he slid that shit, it's usually because we're hearing you go in, feel the beat, not miss a beat at all, not sort of need to punch in, you know what I'm saying? It's like seeing, you know, we'll just say this, punching in is like if, you know, like the roller coaster analogy we've given earlier in terms of the repetition, right? Or if there was no change, you know, in you know what a roller coaster would do, it'd be boring. When we're talking about punching in, it would be like if it goes forward a few, you know, feet and then keeps having to change, you know, tracks or whatnot, right? And you'd kind of get annoyed with that, right? You'd be like, all right, like what's happening, right? You want to see something go steady, you know, like if you have a roller coaster, you'd want it to essentially, you know, keep moving, right? If it had to stop, slow down. And I mean, there are roller coasters that are like that too, where there's like a few different, you know, drops or whatnot. So you go up those, those, you know, the you go up essentially a little bit and have that. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump back in. You said mixing needs work, you know what I'm saying? Can't understand the lyrics and stuff like that. So that maybe a lyric video would also, you know what I'm saying, help. But I think the mix is always gonna be like first line of defense, man. Let me jump back in. Donnie Yonder. Let me see. You got a Spotify. I knew I should have kept my Spotify open. I gotta open it, so give me a moment.
Bro, it's 2 in the morning, fell asleep and I'm yawning. Waking up on the lawn, I'm seeing blue and orange. People follow me to school and copy me until I stopped and put my music on. I'm just crawling like a zombie, gnawing on a Nazi, probably in his uniform. Born identity, homie, you've been warned. My brain is soaring like a unicorn.
Ladies and gentlemen. Right. Should be opening. While I'm waiting, I'm gonna just throw this on real quick. Okay. Let's see if this gives me the prompt. And we should be good.
If you believe in it or not, I be thieving on the clock in the evening when it's hot, and I'm leaving on the spot. I be creeping up the block while you sleeping with your missus, and I'm keeping up a stock of your jewelry and dishes. And I don't care what I hear they say, you know I never not get away. Hydrated cause I'm drinking all your Gatorade. Big brown bags of man shit I don't own. I'm taking everything you got to my home. When the rent come due, then you gotta pay the man. Concrete jungle, so we living off the land. If your hand hold bands, better drop them on the man. I guess I gotta trade my soul for some money in my hand. When the rent come due, then you gotta pay the man. Concrete jungle, so we living off the land. And if your hand hold bands, better drop them on the man. I guess I gotta trade my soul for some money in my hand. I've been walking on thin ice, hanging on a thin rope. I always been here ever since I've been broke. You see, I used to sell dope, but now I stepped up my game. Now I'm straight up junking people for they change and they chains and they long range and all them other things that they flash when they pass, so you know they got cash. I got the rent coming up, split the loaded Glock glass up. Rent coming up, split the loaded Glock glass. When the rent come due, then you gotta pay the man. Concrete jungle, so we living off the land. If your hand hold bands, like better drop them on the man. I guess I gotta trade my soul for some money in my hand. When the rent come due, then you gotta pay the man. Concrete jungle, so we living off the land. If your hand hold bands, better drop them on the man. I guess I gotta trade my soul for some money in my hand.
Getting the money out of the tax, thinking that nobody getting it from me. I don't know what the hell is happening. I always above me. I don't know what the hell is happening, but ain't no one coming. Like if you freaking do something, thinking you don't know where you better freaking go. Every single time when you scared, freaking a lot of freaking people wanna randomly go to freaking places with different things who ain't got any hair. I don't know what that was though. Freaking the people asking me, I really buzz, bro. Freaking I don't know what the hell I'ma do, but I'm cool. Freaking a dork and I do got some gusto. Freaking I know. No! Oh man, I was feeling that. Bobby Pillows living off the land. 1 minute, 50 seconds. You know, not bad. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even mad at the freaking time. Usually I'm like, nah, fam, you better make 3 minutes of that shit or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? If you wanted to, still wouldn't be freaking mad, but I like the performance so far. You always have, you know, an energy like you feel the beats that you rap on, right? With that said, you don't just simply rap to anything, right? I do think you have good beat selection and... You know, on this specific project, man, you know, you going into something very different, right? I feel like this, right? Every artist, right? And we've seen it with a few. We'll sort of list some of them off in a second. But there's a time where an individual artist upgrades, and suddenly they just have like a. I'm rapping my ass off and having fun, you know what I'm saying, with this shit, like at the same time thing, right? Like Lil Wayne has always been, you know what I'm saying, dope, right? When he first came out, was with Hot Boys and
Cash Money and everything. But at some point, right, the era that Drake sort of arrived, Wayne had a whole different sort of like outlook, you know what I'm saying? He like started really rapping. He got into more like hip hop, records, more live band, type shit. Like he experimented a little bit more and really rapped like he was trying to prove something. So that's how he really got into that sort of space for a lot of people, putting him on the top. It wasn't because of Lollipop and, most of the more, mainstream singles. It was the fact like he was dropping mixtape after mixtape after mixtape after, you know what I mean? And it would have original records and, things to industry beats, but he was like really going in there with the bars to where people were pointing out specific lines. Eminem, same freaking thing or whatnot, right? From the very first version of M that sounded a little bit more like AZ, around like the Infinite era, Slim Shady was, very much different. That was an upgrade from that. And then when he got into more of the Marshall Mathers, EP and LP sort of like era. And after that, like with Today, like he hit sort of, another one, being able to do things like Rap God. Like nobody ever thought remotely that he could get into rapping fast and, could do that. So just showing his skill in storytelling and, getting different rhymes done and even rapping to beats, right? That artists that, like artists today kind of rap to or whatnot, just to prove that he can do that too. Like M has, upgraded. Busta Rhymes, Jay-Z, two other freaking artists, right? Busta, I think he's always still been, Busta, but eventually got to a point where he would calm down, his voice a little bit, right? Could sort of like whisper a little bit while still rapping. But before was like, whoa ha, hit the bit, you know what I'm saying? And he can go in and out of that plus rap fast, right? Today he's very much, he can get in there unpredictably, so I still appreciate that. Jay-Z used to rap a lot more fast back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Sounded a lot closer to Big L and stuff like that. As time, progressed, he had a more chill, overall freaking vibe and way of rapping and putting together, stuff. Anyways, we can go on this, forever when if you guys want to put any specific artists through that you also felt like over the years, definitely upgraded with their style, how they, would make songs, the beats that they would rap to, who do you guys feel in that lane? Would you say Q-Tip, Andre 3K? Man, like Andre is a unique one, right? Because I feel like I've never heard a bad verse from him, right? The most different song that he did outside of like the Flute album, the most different song that he did was Hey Ya, right? You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the usual like every rapper is gonna get on that joint and make a remix type shit. It wasn't that. But when you hear him on just straight, rap shit, doing features, doing anything, it's like he is literally, there's a reason we have put him on the top, right? Literally, right? And so some people, if they've only been introduced to the Flute, they will have like no idea, you know what I'm saying, like what we, see in him. I say a Black Thought has never not been, dope. Every verse I've heard from him, has been on point. Every freestyle, every song, every, feature. He's someone who is also cherished, within the culture. I don't feel like he necessarily upgraded. He's just always, kind of been, dope, and, just let's hear more of him. I still want more of both Lauryn Hill and freaking Andre. Let me see. Okay, man. I wonder what Biggie would have sounded like today. Pac. What artists that they would have done collab projects potentially with. That would have been interesting to see. What do you say? You said a lot of people downgraded, man. Who do you feel like? Who are some of the artists that you feel like went backwards, essentially? Who do you feel went backwards, man? Let's have that conversation. Let me see. Margot featuring Sean, I Got You. Let me see. Trenches.
Tajay made the beat.
Said Outkast was ill. They were better together, man. Like, why is there not another Outkast album, man?
Tears run down, but I still don't fold. Hard cold streets colder. I don't walk that road. They don't love you till you're gone. I learned that on my own. Had to sing through the pain just to make it home.
10 toes in the dirt, ain't no slippers. Nah, I had to get it down the mud, no glitter. Dog, they was laughing when I fell, now I'm bigger. Now they begging for a seat of my dinner. Try to ride my wave, they ain't built for the current. All the fake hugs, I was peeping, observed. Used to crying in the dark, now I boss up and burn it. Every scar on my soul, just confirmed I deserved it.
Had to cut off some friends, they was really foes. Love fake, but the hate, man, that always shows. If you ain't felt pain, then you'll never know how to smile through the war with a heart. So love in the trenches, I was fighting for my life. Trying to dodge another sentence while they stabbed me with the knife. I was singing through the struggle, now I'm speeding through the night. They ain't wanna see me make it, now I'm flying out of sight. Yeah, I'm gone, yeah, I'm gone, yeah,
I'm scared.
all that pain, I put it in a song. I'm strong, yeah, I'm strong, yeah, I'm strong. They was dead wrong, now I'm moving on.
Damn blood for respect, ain't no handout. Lot of nights in the whip with the plans out. Tryna pray to the Lord, but I stand out. Cause you know I've been fighting with my hands out. I ain't never need no cosign. Put the hurt in the bars, made it gold mine. Took L's, but I flipped them, that's a clothesline. Now I'm running up the score like it's showtime.
Now they all trying to plot, but I'm still gonna go with a Glock and a code for the snakes trying to slither my spot, Now they all trying to plot, but I'm still gonna go with a Glock and a code for the snakes trying to slither my spot. Love in the trenches, I was fighting for my life. Trying to dodge another sentence while they stabbed me with the knife. I was singing through the struggle, now I'm speeding through the night. They ain't wanna see me make it, now I'm flying out of sight. Yeah, I'm gone. I put it in a song. Yeah, I'm strong, yeah, I'm strong, yeah, I'm strong. They was dead wrong, now I'm moving on. No love, no love, no love in the trenches. But I still rose, I still glowed, I ain't need forgiveness.
Margot.
Now I'm free, now I'm me, now I'm winning relentless.
I think back in the dough. So, decent record, 2 minutes and 30 seconds, piano-driven production or whatnot, right? So you already know where I'm going with this one right here, man. If you can do it live with that piano, essentially, you know, or a pianist, essentially, or you playing it, right? It's always going to be the best version, right? Just remember that, or prepare for it, right? Because people love to see that, like, tiny desk, you know, kind of scenario. There's a small amount, you know, sometimes it's just the effects, you know, or certain things that you guys use during the mix, you know, or it is what I'm about to say, you know, but there are certain things that do sound slightly AI, and then other parts that don't, you know what I mean? Whether it's because of the mix or a beat replacement, you know, AI kind of thing, or an actual AI artist, I always just want to have the conversation of, you know, preserving the real, you know, artistry, right? We always love any good old song, but we love it even more when we think every artist on it is real. If there's someone that we can touch, if go get an autograph or see live or watch an interview of, and you know, in some cases, like even in the chat, right, Carver, you know, from Liquid over there, is like, who is the female artist on the song, like I want to work with her, you know, and if she's AI, right, that would literally take, you know, it sort of just throws everything out the door, you know what I'm saying, in those occasions. So we always want, you know, any AI situation, you know, for you guys to know that, like, look, it's good to get ideas for whatever you are trying to do, right? I feel like there's a way to do it. There's a way to do it and also acknowledge that it's AI at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Where, like, again, like, I think recently some of you guys may have saw the rapper that basically had a song where he battled the AI, and the AI does its AI sort of like parts, and, you know, them as the artists, they basically do their own shit, right? So, and I feel like that shows you the real artistry in there. You sort of like get to connect with it. You know for a fact that the AI is AI, right? So you don't necessarily get fully, you know what I'm saying, mad at it in that way. And I think it's more acceptable. But once again, right, when it then comes to trying to present that as a performance, you know, you got to really get creative. And in some cases, there are those who, again, they just prompt the idea in the, you know, AI program. It spits a whole, you know, song out, right? And it may sound like a decent song, but once you sort of boil down, like, again, when you love an artist, you want to go see them live. You want to see the live performances, at least on YouTube or something like that. And, you know, we want you to also, as potential, because I feel like a lot of them are potential future like writers and stuff like that, right? But they're sort of skipping the, like, let me work with an actual artist to bring this song to life. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what the production, like, literally you're not having a say in what the production is gonna do, what the melodies are gonna do in the vocals. You know, like, you want to be able to have that much say, right? Because when you then, you know, present a song, even if it's a reference record, you know, you want to really be able to say, I came up with all that, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's the production, you know, and even with production, learning how to make beats or at least play an instrument so you can practice these songs yourself, right? You do have to low-key look at yourself as an artist, and then you know, kind of know where they would, you know, take a certain song and build from there or whatnot. Don't let the AI make any of you guys lazy, right? Even if it comes down to writing a song, don't let AI write some shit for you. Like, the most I will, in my mind, the most I will allow even myself to do is if I'm coming up with a record and I want as many details of the topic as possible. So if I want like a list on sort of, you know what I'm saying, the references of like weapons or characters or something like that, like, again, that's where, you know, you would freaking go. But you should always want to put together the song, rhyme the words where you want to, because at the end of the day, when you then put together that, when you put it on the right beat, you know what I mean? When you are the one who picks all these things, it looks that much better with the choices that you've made if people do like everything that you've, you know, come up with. And God was like you saying, tighten up. And what you say, I don't know much about, you know what I'm saying, anything, you know what I'm saying, but his advice is so on point. You know what I'm saying? And yes, sir, appreciate you. What'd you say? Wu-Tang did not have AI. Man, I'm saying, no. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, even just being in the studio with other artists, right? Feeding off of each other's energy and, you know, like, having that back and forth in person, like, is dope, right? You come up with better shit, you know what I'm saying, and ideas, and, you know, just the songs, I think, feel a little bit more, you know, real. Anyways, again, we're going to view it like it was real, at least. We'll give you that much, you know, respect, right? But I will always just, again, if I ever just hear the sort of, you know, the sound that AI just sort of brings out is this slight robotic. It's a sort of like, the vocals are ever so slightly also playing in the background while they're being done. I can't explain it. I just always sort of like hear it, and it'll happen because one of the three ways, either like AI mastering, beat replacement, or the you know, artist situation. And then there are certain, you know, effects that people may use during that process. Did you get my track? You should get a confirmation email. You should get a confirmation email if you sent to the right place.
Be sure to send your music and beats over to ThatDorkyReviewShow at gmail.com.
Nicola was like, LOL. What do you say? He said, was it AI? Are you serious? Or joking? Share. You know what I'm saying? J Swift, man, wish good up, dog. Yeah, so Liquid on our YouTube side, again, if the female artist is real, he wants to work with her and stuff. So, you know, don't tease us, man. Don't tease us. That's what AI is doing, figuring the day, man. Don't tease us, man. Please. We love you. What the freak happened there? I feel like somebody was trying to connect to my TV. Let's see. Yeah, if you sent to the right place, you should get a confirmation email. You should get a confirmation email. Man, freaking go ahead and send it to me, dude.
Like your time barely started, it's already over. Tell her, baby, this ain't Cleef, not no regular clothes. I don't push the wheel so hard, think I broke the motor. When I walk into the room, you smell me off the odor. She like, who was you on him? I already told you. I'm front line, paper chasing money soldier. I only came for one thing, I can't even hold you. Ball on these niggas while I'm sleeping, hit on with a floater. When I won, bar for bar, you done crossed up. Put him in the laundry, made the way that boy been washed up. Who you think you fucking with? I promise you it's not us. You getting overlapped, I make you think you really caught up. I been running shit so much, don't need to catch my breath. If a bitch don't get right, then she gon' get left. I'm not dying by no money, I'm dying by my respect. I'm not writing down no verses if you ain't writing checks. I'm a paper chasing money soldier, and this life for one ain't free. And I ain't talking about no Oprah. Slim thick, bougie bitch said she gon' eat me up like okra. Yeah, the feds right in the crib, bitch, you better not open your boca. This shit come with the life that I'm living, Vito Loca. Wanna chill up in the hills, somewhere out in Barcelona. I'm street educated, what the fuck am I doing? What else you can do, though? Then a bitch could take a bitch out of a coma. Like your time barely started, it's already over. Tell her, baby, this ain't Cleef, not no regular clothes. I'm close to hitting that button. So hard, think I broke the motor. When I walk into the room, you smell me off the odor. She like, who was you on him? I already told you. I'm front line, paper chasing money soldier. I only came for one thing, I can't even hold you. Ball on these niggas while I'm sleeping, hit on with a floater. When I won,
I think that I'm the only dork here who's laid in the brain. I gotta ask my freaking doctor what it takes to be strange. I will hit you fucking rappers in the face with a cane while you on a fucking train watching snakes on a plane. I don't know what the hell happened.
Where's the gunship?
Alrighty then. So listen, like my mind won't even like compute this shit right now. Essentially, the reason why I hit that button is the repetition, right? You guys know if an artist goes in the same area throughout almost the entire song, right? That's melody wise, energy, you know, flow. If it feels like you're just kind of doing the same thing, you know, it becomes predictable. It just, you know, doesn't necessarily impress or whatnot, right? I think it's cool for about 8 to you know, if we're gonna push it to 16 bars, you know what I'm saying, give or take. But after that, you are wondering what more the artist can you do, right? You know what I'm saying? And I always tell an artist, if they're going in melodically at all, if you guys decide to use, you know, auto-tune, if you're gonna, you know, even though you guys don't consider yourselves R&B singers, the best advice I can ever give you is to, you know, cosplay as an R&B singer for that moment. Like, think about the melodies that if you were to just simply, again, if you were to feature any R&B artist on your song, right? You know what I mean? You still doing you, whatever you doing or whatnot. If you were to feature an R&B, they are not going to copy what you did and then basically just use their words. You know, even if they were gonna do a cover, they would probably try to do something different just because they can actually sing. It would be boring for them to stay in the same area when they know that they can hit this tone and this note and this octave. You know what I'm saying? So trust yourself a little bit more, right? To just have some variation in either the flow or the melodies that you're gonna do on, you know, a record like this. You know what I'm saying? Because this does have some potential. I could see people being like, you know, yeah, man, it's just a little bit of a banger and shit like that, right? You play that in the right moment in a movie where, you know, the car's just, you know, rolling up, about to do a drive-by on somebody or something. You know what I mean? Like, you put it in the right scene, you know, it sort of, it sells itself. But, and like, this is the kicker right here, because it was going to be 3 minutes and 29 seconds, right? Which you guys know, I appreciate time. I am often, you know, the advocator of all when it comes to time. I believe that having more time on any record allows you to show people more of what you can do. However, right, if you're doing the same thing, you're not doing that at all, right? If I literally fast forward to, let's go, let's see, where are we at so far? We're at 3 minutes. No, we're at one, hold on, let me see. It elapsed. We're at like 1 minute and 53, right? Let me go to 2 minutes 45.
Barcelona, street educated, what the fuck?
Same shit, he's still in there. Let's go to 3 minutes and 3 seconds.
She like, who is you on him? I already told you.
See, he like stays.
I already told.
Like, you still stay in that comfort zone. I think, you know, variation, man. One day. You said I have no idea what he said. Agree with your advice to the foolish extent, and also Dorky, don't play that in there. Hold on. Listen. Always. It's always. Let me see, Danny. Let me freaking plop you. A lot of times I don't know what is happening, but there's a time freaking when I don't know what I'm doing, but I'ma plop you up and I don't even know what to do, but I could lock you up. Alright, this is called Hope.
Wix, one platform, any
I gotta
website.
wait.
Unlimited creation.
I gotta wait.
Describe your...
Alright, here we go. Hey, oh, hey. BB. It's BB. It's freak. Okay, that did not feel like it was gonna stop right there. So first bit of advice is
now put these in clean flow.
Just need a better ending. I'm gonna go with needs a little bit of a slightly better mix, or perhaps effects going over some of the sounds that you're using. There are also other elements that you can add on top, and if you mix those right, can add a little bit more flavor to the production, right? You know what I'm saying? Always think about how you can make something a little bit more yours, because every now and then, if we just kind of use the basic sounds and things that might feel like people have already heard it, we aren't sort of putting out something that people immediately hear us, right? Like, there are times where you can tell when it's a Deadmau5 joint, right? You know what I'm saying? He has a certain type of certain types of sound bites, artists that he'll also work with, and sounds that he'll use. Whether it's Skrillex, Marshmello, some of the other producers in those lanes. Just try to establish a little bit of a sound and figure out what else you could do, and then think about how you'd potentially recreate anything live, right? We always love the sort of seeing a producer or DJ essentially be able to create and then bring in the right moments and build and make it a good performance, over time. The other thing that you could also do is put some visuals to that, like, even though it's just a piece of production, there's no artist there. You guys are artists in your own right? I look at you like, if you don't consider these like, oh, let me sell this to an artist specifically, I'm looking for a singer or da 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 da, right? You're an artist, so a music video I think would still be warranted, whether you're in it or you kind of have someone create an animation or something like that. Just having some kind of visual play or whatnot, right? Also think about the performances that you guys do at different venues. You'll always be able to use that visual if you make one right behind you as you're doing the set. So it is a good look. Right. Let me see what is up, man. And then what you say, what was gonna use, GTA, gamer tag and stuff like that, man. Listen, use what you, must upon that. Man. Listen, the Diddy trial, has commenced. We've been what was today, like the second day, in. Cassie is, basically on the stand, saying things. It's gonna be crazy just to see who else might testify, what they'll talk about, what the cross examinations are gonna be like. It's gonna be crazy. As someone who I would really love to be that person that that like goes live as it's going in and like, well, to talk about it as it comes in, but I'd rather much be on that other side, just like getting all that information, from everybody else, because it's a lot, man. Also, I'm way more comedic at times, and I feel like this is what everything that they're talking about, very serious material, and like, my gosh, man, like Diddy was, we'll just say, you know, so far, you know, what we're able to see. What he was kind of, you know, crazy or whatnot. Even if somehow they don't get him on the, you know, so-called like RICO, you know, charges and stuff like that, like I think he has to be canceled, man. Like something still has to happen, because when you hear the amount of things and for how long and like the level of abuse, and this is just one person. We haven't gotten into any of the, you know, potential like assistants or the fans, people who were contestants on shows, people who were artists under his label and shit like that. Like this is one side of the story, but like already paints a picture that, like, my gosh, man, how many people might he had under the thumb. So you take gifts for skips or something like that. It would have to be a Galaxy. But yeah. So if you gotta put a Galaxy in, send the submission to my email, ThatDorkyReviewShow@gmail.com.
Be sure to send your music and beats over to ThatDorkyReviewShow@gmail.com.
Get that in, start that, man. You get that in her like that. He said that's an old up, you know what I'm saying, a courtroom and stuff like that. Man, listen, this is why I can't do that. This is why I cannot do, because we will just be like look, the diddiness of it all, right, is definitely, you know, hilarious. But like, you know, like you see one side of people sometimes, man. And some people have too much power. I think this is really about relinquishing, you know, that power, because, you know, someone does have to be made an example of, you know, when anyone, right, thinks that it's okay, right? And I feel bad for like Jonathan Majors and what he went through. Like essentially he lost like that right to be Kang, right, in the Marvel universe when his situation was happening, and it wasn't anywhere near what we're hearing in the Diddy case, right? You know what I'm saying? And you know, if anything, what we saw from Jonathan Majors is him actually running away from her, trying to be respectful, trying not to make a scene, you know what I'm saying, being the one to call the police and you know what I'm saying, let them know like, hey, you know what I'm saying, what's happening. So, you know, it's a very different situation, yet he was almost slightly ridiculed, you know, in that same way, right? That was not fair, considering, you know, what we're hearing. Anyways, allegedly, yada yada. Will and he said, oh, you on TikTok too? Yeah, we on TikTok as well. Said I wondered who you were talking to, because I didn't see the comments. So yeah, we on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. And then that wasn't the Donnie Yonder one. That wasn't the one we were talking about with the girl, Liquid. He was like, Donnie, was that yours? I had accidentally had the name still up there during that, but I think it was
no glitter, dog. They was laughing when I fell down big, cause you know I be but I'm still on go with a Glock and a code for the snakes trying to slither my spot. Now they all trying to plot, but I'm still on go with a Glock and a code for the snakes trying to slither my spot. Love in the trenches, I was fighting for my life, trying to dodge it.
Like they were essentially on the TikTok side when that was being played. And then what were you saying? The sad part is just a sacrifice, you know what I'm saying, to cover the more powerful, you know what I'm saying, people doing worse, man. Like maybe that, but like, listen, here's the thing, all right? Here's the thing. It's like there's always a domino effect, right? Like literally, think about it. There is always a domino effect, right? I always notice that. There's a like when there's one sort of, for example, teacher that gets caught doing certain things or whatnot, within like a month or so, like you'll see a slew of teachers who, you know, been in that same thing or whatnot, because the awareness is sort of more there, right? So people pay attention a little bit more when it comes to certain things that do pop up. So in this situation, he's one, right? We'll see like many other people come in who were, you know, who had to do with, you know, many of the situations, and then, you know, definitely other people will get, they'll be more willing to come forward if things have happened with other bigger, you know, executives and stuff like that, right? If they can see that, you know, justice is able to be, you know, served, you know, with someone as big as, you know, a Diddy, you know. And again, I don't wish this upon anyone because, you know, everybody has a family, they have a life, and like he built a legacy, man. Like, I hate that this is happening freaking right now because, right, we think about, you know, what he brought us from like Biggie to the Lox, Black Rob, freaking Craig Mack, 112. There are classic records and artists that he's been, you know, a part of. But at the same time, man, if you've been an asshole to like half those people, especially, you know, your girls or future wives, like whoever, the shit that we are hearing, like, I don't think any of us would do to our ex-wives or and girls and shit like that. We wouldn't wish it upon like our worst enemy. Like, it's kind of, you know, it's crazy or whatnot. But if you think about the quote unquote substances that he may have consumed, right? If you do enough of that, you kind of get a little bit more crazier. You're more willing to lash out at someone, right? You know what I'm saying? Especially, you know, those you're closest to. So, you know, I don't not believe that, you know, he was, you know, in those, you know, situations, but it is worse than we, you know, just heard with all the rumors and stuff. Anyways, let me see. SBs was like, that's real talk, you know what I'm saying? It does happen that way 100%. And when you say, so don't forget, you know what I'm saying, I had one of the members, you know what I'm saying, today, the 20 song, you know what I'm saying, you worked on, you know what I'm saying, for me, you know what I'm saying, indeed. Why did you say it like that? And when you say it's sad, oh yeah, you already had said that, man. But yeah, again, we'll see what happens over time. We'll see what happens over time. Cat Williams started it all. We just gonna say that. Cat Williams, nah, I wouldn't say he started it all. I'll say he brought a little bit more light and sort of like, you know, seriousness to it, because he was a comedian who essentially, at the time, you know, seemed like he was, you know, bringing beefs to light with a lot of different situations, right? Hadn't really been seen before. You barely even knew how serious to take it, but then you started seeing, you know, certain things, you know, come to light. Jaguar Wright has been saying things for years, you know, when it came to certain, you know, artists, but especially Diddy. You know, we just need to see this play out, man, and see what happens. What you say, you know what I'm saying? And who cares? He should have. And thought about that, you know what I'm saying? Wait until the man. Listen, we'll see if they're even gonna go there. If they, you know, if they are if they have someone who's able to testify, you know what I'm saying, towards that. Yep. He's definitely, you know what I'm saying, done or whatnot. And substances aren't, you know what I'm saying, the justifications, you know what I'm saying. He had to always, you know what I'm saying, be like that underneath. I mean, like, so there are several instances where Cassie said his eyes were black. right? As if he just wasn't there. Like anytime we've seen a scene in a movie where someone's eyes were black, it was very like demonic. They were being like possessed by something and stuff like that. And like that right there, you know, is kind of something in itself and stuff like that. So I'm just a little bit, I mean, again, she's not the only person who's gonna, you know, testify, so this is gonna be interesting, man. Nonetheless, what would you like to see happen, man? Are you talking to me or Legend? Are you talking to me or Legend? Like, look, here's what I would like to see happen, right? I honestly want the industry to change. I think it has been very predatorial for a while, whether it has to do with, you know, sexual freaking things or screwing somebody over with money and different things like that, and like stopping someone's career from going forward and stuff like that. There's been a lot of things that will happen, you know, behind the scenes, and I feel like it needs a like restructuring itself, you know what I'm saying? And like over the past couple of like weeks, I've been like, you know, there almost needs to be, in the same way where we have like, you know, governments and we're able to like elect presidents and government officials. I feel like we should be able to do that same thing with people in the industry, the people who are going to help decide where we go musically for like the next 4 to 5 years type shit. You know what I mean? And there has to be a full accountability, you know what I'm saying, held over every business meeting, transaction that goes on. Like there has to be like a way where things are just fair. Like artists make, you know, the labels, we'll just point that out. Artists make the labels so much freaking money that like it could have really been, you know, a way to really help this be a job for real, right? You know what I mean? Like something that people find as a viable, you know, day-to-day job. They go to the studio, they can get, you know, paid type shit. Like I really hope we can get to a point where no matter what you do musically, there's a way for you to get paid for having doing that. For the artists who take a step further when it comes to doing the songs, right? Like a lot of you guys will get in there, you may just like do something for like a minute and then go on to the next song, right? I feel like those artists should be docked pay, because why are you doing it so quick? Why are you just going in and out and moving on? No, you should get paid the more song that you actually produce, right? And if you have, like I said this our last stream, like if you have a guitarist or a trumpet player or a saxophone player or somebody come through, a drummer, and then they sort of add to the track, they get paid. You also get a little bit of a bonus or whatnot because you're helping out that side of the music community. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a way to make this viable for everyone and not always try to like look at every single artist as a product, because that's what they kind of do, right? And most of them they used to like to build and develop artists, but these days they'll come to you when you are popping, you know what I'm saying? When you've done all the work and you're like, man, you know what I'm saying? I made it, you know what I'm saying? Just by yourself. Then they want to freaking pop in and say that they can, you know, elevate that, you know, tenfold. But once again, when you think about them being, you know, essentially a bank, like they're there to loan you money and get that same amount of money, if not more, back before you even see a dime of it. So if you want to be in debt for a good amount of time, you know, like pretty much, you know, we have to use any amount of money that we'd get, you know, in the smartest ways, and, you know, try our best to freaking get there without ruffling any feathers or stuff like that. But, you know, things are gonna happen, man. Just be vigilant. Let me see, what'd you say? He said, I want to doubt if he was a demonic, you know what I'm saying? They play with that stuff. Yes, they do. And it's, I think the answer is to push the independent guys to stay independent and teach them the ropes on the way up. Yep. And then getting signed is just taking out a predatory loan with no promises of being played. Well, here's the thing, right? In most cases, like, there were some artists that were signed who got shelved. There were, there are many of those, right? And things that just didn't work out. They didn't create the album that maybe they thought they were, going to be able to and stuff like that. But there are also many artists that they have shown that light, you know what I mean? Giving them the world, essentially. Every interview, they get to go perform here and there. Sold out freaking seats, yada yada yada. Like, they put in that amount of promotion needed to really build, the artist and whatnot. But even then, there are like TLC, right? They had went bankrupt. Yet in a year when they're basically #1 on Billboard, how does that happen, right? And they're winning an award. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so they're in the spotlight. People know who they are. They have the biggest song on freaking air, and yet they're bankrupt. They have to file bankruptcy as artists. Like, that just didn't make sense, right? So there are a lot of deals that are very much predatory that artists have to watch out for. Be very, very vigilant, and like, I would say, like, never make that decision to sign when you're desperate, right? That's that they're counting on that, like, oh, we just gotta dangle $100,000. You just gotta do like 20. Again, someone is all you need is 30,000. You know what I'm saying? Some amount that they've never seen, in their lifetime, that they think, can change their life, in that moment or whatnot. But again, in your mind, in that moment, always remember, you have to pay it back. Any amount of money you get, you have to pay back. So that means that same amount of shows, that many amount of album sales, whatever it is. And every time they put more money into you, you know what I'm saying? Anytime they put more money into you to help you get further, you end up having to pay that back. So it's just like a vicious cycle. You get stuck in that shit, man. And you're lucky if you get like a really good team that truly, believes in, you. I think there are many ways, man. Odd Future is a great example of like an independent artist that got to probably like the greatest heights. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had a team of artists, basically, you know what I'm saying? Most of his like childhood, friends and stuff like that. And they all just kind of rapped together. And that really became a whole movement for them. They then did the pop-up shops, and eventually was able to go on tour and get better mixes, and you know what I mean? Like, you got to watch the growth for real when it came to Odd Future. And Lil Dicky was another one, solo artist, right? Had just the dream to like, not only rap, but to have like his own like Curb Your Enthusiasm kind of show, and just on the whim put out a Craigslist ad. No, not Craigslist. My bad. It was a like a GoFundMe, page or whatnot, right? And it just, said, like, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be a rapper. I want to do these music videos, yada yada. Just again, laying it all out on the line. And a lot of people donated to help the cause, to help him actually put everything together. So he was literally able to make everything come to fruition. The music videos, the tours, and if that ain't a way to really see if you're meant for the dream that you're trying to go forward, man, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what else. I think everyone has to try a little something like that, and just come up with a really well put together call to action of like what you basically want to do as an artist, what you're trying to do within the next year or so, and see what happens. Make sure that you, of course, if you do that, man, like, make it happen, man, right? You what am I trying to say right here? But like, don't go back on your words. Like, let people's, you know, money be put to that good use and stuff like that. I'd even say if you guys use it to try to get like an industry feature or something like that, right? If it's a certain price, and you know, one of the things you want to do is get that, so you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a journey I think people would love to help a lot of you guys on. Let me see what else you're saying real quick before we move back in. They're charging, you know what I'm saying, 100K to make a video. You can make one, you know what I'm saying, for 2K, you know what I'm saying. Agreed. Let me see. A lot of labels, you know what I'm saying. Fake the streams. Yeah. See? And then that makes people feel, with the whole fake stream thing, it makes indie artists feel like if they don't have the same amount, then they're not popping. Their record didn't go viral, you know what I'm saying? But again, if you know that it's all a ruse, and you know what I mean? Like, you want those real numbers. You want real numbers no matter where you freaking go, no matter what platform you're at. The reason why is because you want to know when what you're actually doing is working. If the content that you're putting out, people actually like they'll leave their 2 cents if it's good, right? If people really love a record, they will listen to it. They will, you know, repost it, share it, talk about it. You know, and if it's not getting, you can still promote it and put it in people's faces, but forcing the sort of interaction, you know, is not anything that people can freaking do or whatnot. And even, you know, in most cases, if I see way too many subs and freaking plays and stuff, like I always kind of think it's, you know, fabricated, and you know, I'm like, there's no way this amount of people, you know, likes this shit or whatnot. And in most cases, it's not as good as you know, what you're, you know, seeing. So you know the rules is, what do you say? So we having a whole conversation. Yeah, what up, ATR? She sounds good. Just don't see them doing that. They're always gonna be behind the scenes. Yep. Trying to see what else I wanted to read. So if you look at the view ratio, it's not 5 out of 10, you know what I'm saying, percent, you know, likes versus views. And it's most likely, you know what I'm saying, botted, you know what I'm saying. I know it's a lot of bigger artists get away with, you know what I'm saying, Spotify botting if boosting my playlists and stuff. Man, well, they're supposed to I forgot the phrase, but they're supposed to lock down on stuff like that soon. So we'll see essentially what happens. But I mean, like, look, I'm trying to get people to start don't think about numbers, right? The whole, like, numbers don't lie. Yes, they do. We know that now. You know what I'm saying? Numbers can lie, you know, because you're never gonna know, like, where the real comes from. So don't get so enamored in, you know, I have more streams than, you know, so and so and stuff like that. It means nothing if those same streamers, those same streams don't equate back into subscribers or actual supporters buying your merch, and, you know, and vice versa. You know, like, there's a different way to look at everything that you know, promote out there. And, you know, you do want to see, in terms of numbers, you do want to see the real work done, yes. And to see, like, because it will signify, like, how well your thing is, you know, doing or whatnot, right? If more people are seeing your video and they like what they're seeing in it, right? They leave their 2 cents in the comments and they get in there, so you get to see, you know, sort of that there's some interaction going on. what you say, the music game. It's so saturated nowadays, and they making the wrong people famous. You ain't never lied. What up, K Wills? We all know the names. We ain't gotta say it, man. We all know the names, and we ain't gotta freaking say it, you know. But it feels too well. You know, here's the thing, right? Even though there are artists who like we think don't deserve, you know, the fame and fortune and stuff. I appreciate that we can still have a J. Cole, a Kendrick, an Andre 3000 whenever he feels like rapping for real. You know, Eminem, a freaking Busta. Like we can still have the very hip hop centric artists. They're still out there. They're still making music. They're still promoting it. And you know, getting played at those different levels. Redman, you know, is always, you know, going out there doing things. You know what I'm saying? So still supporting that. Right, but just making sure that we get back on track in terms of the you know, the substance being able to be at all sides. What I loved growing up as just a fan of music, right, was the fact that on the radio it felt like you got a good amount of everything. You know what I'm saying? There was some straight up hip hop, few mainstream records, you know, record from this genre and so on, but you would never feel like the industry was trying to push a certain like agenda or certain sound on you. You just got a lot of great artists in many different genres or whatnot, and every single one of them sounded different. There was no clone mentality kind of, you know, situation. You know, nobody was like trying to go after all the same, you know, things. Like you were chasing after like, nah, I need to have my own sound. I got to get my own crew. We got to, you know, do things our way. And that's what allowed every different camp to, you know, shine. So, you know, I appreciate being able to see artists do that. Let me see what we got here. We got Cup with Truth Freestyle. Cup with Truth Freestyle. Let me see if I'm able to load this. Won't be able to load it. Won't be able to go with. Won't be able to forfeit. Everybody knows.
Crack a smile. Let life know that everything is all right.
Man, what are we still doing on track 5? We gotta end it on a positive note, man. Nah, man, nah. That's unnecessary. I gotta drop some wisdom, some bars, some truths. Man, we already gave them enough, man. Doing what I do best, man. They ain't even gonna listen. You can't even sing, man. Why you making this? Hold up, let me flow on this. I don't know, man.
Get your originality.
Yeah. Lately I've been living off the edge, bored, checking all the pieces in my chest, left writing about the evils in my steps. I've been blessed and yeah, I've been fighting all these demons with my breath, flow after flow till I leave him there to rest. Cannibalistic expectations eating at my flesh got me aware of my surroundings like I'm cheating on a test. I find myself consuming things set in jest. All this darkness got me bleeding from the stress. I've been trying to speed ahead, and look at how I turned out. Help you drift from being tired and you leave me burned out. Like how could I be worse now? For trying to help you win, it was down to let me sing. Trying to help you swim, that's crazy. Man, it's no wonder I've been living off the edge lately. They let me jump to the talking me off the ledge. Maybe no silver platter could feed me what my regrets made me. I'm blessed greatly, but sometimes I feel your mess weigh me down. And yet you occupied the better parts. We came from empty hearts and heavy scars. We failed to set apart ourselves, but never failed to set a guard. And now we watered down because we failed to let it spark. So we had to part ways, trying to be a star in this space, trying to be art on a frame with my flaws in my face. I used to want to be Hendrix playing guitar on the stage, but now it's different kind of strings. Pulled the gun of the fame, like it don't matter how much soul you got, how many flows you got, long as you wrote about the hoes you got, the dough you got. got the jewels and the clothes you rock. But I ain't worried about the pros and cons. Forever true to myself, how could I ever fail? Man, I'm so used to being drowned, how could I ever wail? I just resurfaced with these verses and I'm set to sail. Got recognized by my idols, so you tell me how I feel. I ain't gon' never fail. Yeah, I ain't gon' never fail. I mean every word of it. Thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I got for now.
Gotta go get it. I don't even know what to do, but you know what? No limit was freaking cool. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do.
Peace, peace, peace. Yeah.
KUHP.
Crack a smile. That life.
Not bad, you know what I'm saying? Listen, you know, you got in there, you know, killed that, felt like you felt it, very freaking chill, mix was actually freaking clean, felt like something we would see a music video too, potentially, and something for the album, man, and also not bad, I mean, you call it freestyle, but it didn't really feel like it was something just randomly out of nowhere, you know, like there was some professionalism to it. So, you know, I appreciate that. What do you guys freaking think though? Give your thoughts, my friend. Give your freaking thoughts and shit. Now the fact people freaking scared of like robots and shit, I also know that I have. So facts, you know what I'm saying? So I'm working on something that would definitely be interested, you know, in. What's up? What's up, man? That what's up, man? That what's up, man? Your mama don't know about it, man. That what's up, man? That what's up, man? Everybody knows who I am. Everybody knows who I am and shit. I all wanna freaking say I am legit and alright, let me go back into it. Wait, what the freak? What is even happening here? You can't just play the song. Hold up. You sampled way too much of that, bro. I know the sample freaking in a lot of freaking places. Matter of fact, the piece of pasta. Matter of fact, I don't even know what the heck I'm about to do. But freaking there's places you could drop up or down. Yo, I kind of want to turn the beat up. Let me do it real quick, but I can't cause it's just this kind of freaking loud. A lot of freaking people freaking send a beat that's freaking loud. And I turn it down. People in the crowd freaking they don't know what the hell's happening. Freaking you want me to tell me I don't know what the... Oh my gosh. What is this, like, little image? The little imagery, freaking this songs, freaking the things that you sending me, enemies, freaking randomly, freaking popping up, stopping up, freaking it, anybody knows, anybody dropping a song, freaking anybody know that I don't know what the... I try to wake up and then I flow. I try to wake up and then I flow. You're like, what the fuck? Now I can hear some artists on this right here. I can hear some artists on this shit. Freaking a lot of times you be doing the dishes. This is freaking cool, man. You don't know where your chick with. Matter of fact, you know what? You know that it is. Said if he would write, he would make a banger. Making the banger. Matter of fact, dog, ain't nobody making the banger. Or freaking you randomly stopping and popping up. Matter of fact, you be dropping a popular song that you freaking know that I don't know if y'all even getting along because the longer it is, the longer it is. I wanna be grabbing it. I wanna be grabbing it. I wanna be. I appreciate the amount of time you're providing of the beat. You know how it is. You know how it is. You know where it goes. All the freaking time when you rolling on the goes. Everybody knows where it goes. Alright, we'll say
know, good overall production. Certain things can be a little bit louder, to be honest or whatnot. You know, again, YouTube always turns certain things freaking down when the less is overreacting. You know, that's how I look at it. But there's, you know, potential in this for sure or whatnot, right? You know, definitely on some West Coast and other you know, vibes. I kind of know like what artists we would see and hear with that. Yo, make that happen. Ooh. All right, let me jump back in. One more. We'll probably do one more and then head out for a bit. Probably come back in a few hours, if not tomorrow. This one is from Breezy.
You ain't even gotta impress me. If the main goal is to undress me, that's the only thing that I'm addressing. Acting Hollywood like you're inventing, as if you wasn't eating me for breakfast. Stop talking, baby, listen when I'm venting. I'm the one who messing all your bedding. You pointing fingers at me like I'm selfish, but you only call me when you're alone. And every time I take you back, I'm not afraid of the whole fact that you gon' leave away from home. And my ending in your mouth, like what's the point in coming back? I'm done bad and sad. I want something that can last. Oh, tattoos matching make me smile while you laughing. You sit on my lap while we in the backseat. Black truck going to the place that we eat. Oh, you gon' make it better, yeah. Pussy real, well a Pellegrino. I'ma make you shine, baby, we know. We can make a movie real bad, Tarantino. Take you right up out of them chinos. You gon' spend the night, wake up as in cappuccinos. We loving up in Vegas, fucking me and go to Reno. Got me down bad, baby, feeling like a Chico. Baby, don't distract me. And every time I take you back, I'm not afraid of the whole fact that you gon' leave away from home. And by the end, I'm not like, what's the point of coming back? I'm done bad and sad. I want something that can last. Oh, tattoos matching make me snoop while you laughing. You sit on my lap while we in the backseat.
I remember this one.
Blackjack over to the place that we need. Oh.
A bit of a vibe, y'all.
Ain't even gotta acting Holly sing, 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 acting Hollywood. As if you wasn't eating, as if dressing, I'm addressing, acting Hollywood like you.
Big fingers salute, man. Listen, you already know I love a good vibe, something that's freaking chill, and when you freaking go in melodically, right? It's always a good look on you if you have variations of melodies as opposed to being repetitive, right? We always have that conversation. And I like when we do have artists who, you know, do get in there and really, you know, sing to remind you of that. Like, that's exactly, you know, like you get more, you know, emotion. You feel like the artist, you know, cares a little bit more about the song and has, you know, more confidence in, you know, just their vocal, you know, ability or whatnot. So we also have an acoustic guitar on there, you know, which of course gives it even more of that live, you know, performance, you know, kind of feel and aspect. So I appreciate when you guys are able to do that. If you can sort of actually bring that to life, you know, visually as well, that's always going to be dope. And there was, you know, a bit much delay reverb kind of over the vocals, but I think it worked. You know, I rocked with the sound, as, you know, it sort of gave it a kind of different presence or whatnot, right? Sometimes you do want that, like, I'm either floating through space, you know, singing the song, or you know, underwater, you know, kind of vibe, depending on what you're doing. Again, there's there's a lot that you could do visually with that for a video. So thank you, my friend. Thank you. All right, let me see what we got next. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. What'd you say? Rapping reminds me of old Fetty Wap, you know what I'm saying? Singing, you know, is unique and stuff. And then like how spacey the vocals really for the see, that's what I was saying, freaking too. Makes us clean. Yep. Yeah, we were thinking the same. We were thinking the same thing, man. Let me see. Ty Jewel. Let me throw your freaking thing in. Shout out. If you haven't sent already, send to my email. It's ThatDorkyReviewShow@gmail.com. We're also on YouTube.
I can run fast without running. Say run on sentences. Some people get killed because they do too much talking before killing somebody. They give their friends enough time to kill them and say their friends. Some people forget their child's killer. I'll be surprised if they do because that's hard to do. And a lot of people want pictures, I wouldn't do it. But I wouldn't understand why they forget their parents are making fits and pass statements to court. A lot of parents are beating their children with best extension course. Still people send death threats to celebrities just for being mean. Now I mean people deserve their threats, they should be taught how to be nice. The proper Rossi will follow you and put cameras in your face. Don't put them too close to people's face can make you want to smash their camera. I saw a lot of women cry. A lot of times they made me sad. They said with some men threatening to rape women for rejecting them and said what some of the predators actually do.
Like nothing's ever wrong. When these rappers try to make a clever song, no matter what they do, we'll never get along. Thanks to COVID, now we'll never share a bomb. I've been trying to fix the rap game for the longest. I ain't gonna lie,
you gotta hashtag Dorky, don't play that.
What's on my mind, cause I'm actually honest. You feel this in your eye and your back and your arm.
On this show, when you specifically feel like, nah, fam, that ain't, if again, we score on a 1 to 10 scale, but if it's like zero and negative anything, you know what I'm saying, and below, you hashtag Dorky don't play that to let us know you want to cut it off, you know, early or whatnot. However, if that artist were to skip the line, right, if they had skipped the line for that song, we would have played it all the way freaking through and still wondered what the fuck or whatnot, and still talk again. It doesn't mean we ain't gonna, you know, review it and say something. Essentially, what the hell, bro? You know what I mean? Like, listen, timing is everything. All right, understand this, man. When you make a song, timing is everything when you rap on a track, right? So if it feels like you're just saying words, essentially, people are gonna be like, nah, fam, like what are you doing? You're not, why is the beat there if you're not going to, you know, essentially create that marriage with it? So, you know, go in it. I mean, there's a small comedic aspect, right? In most cases, when it's a meme record or something that, like, you know, most artists, they know what they're getting into. They're creating these things for that exact reaction of like, what the fuck am I listening to? You know, but I feel like, you know, and yeah, and in most cases, it's like, how far can you get someone before they want to sort of like cut it off and be like, nah, fam, you know what I'm saying? Would we have gotten further if there was a visual with it? I don't know. I can't say, man. I can't tell you that. He said, did you get mine? If you send it to the right email, then you'll get a confirmation email back to yours or whatnot. So if you didn't, then you might have to send it again. Check the email that you sent to the right one.
Be sure to send your music and beats over to ThatDorkyReviewShow@gmail.com.
You know what I'm saying? And also keep in mind that, like, you know, keep y'all brandings on point, right? You want to pop up in the chat with whatever your artist or producer name is. You want your email to be exactly that. You want your first and last name that you put as your first and last name while you're creating that email to actually be that same thing, that same artist or producer name or company or whatever, right? Because when you guys do send an email, the very first thing that we see is whatever that first and last name thing is, right? So it may be something completely different when you guys are even asking yo, you get my freaking shit or whatnot. We have no idea because you sent it with a completely different, you know what I'm saying, email. How would we know? Right? So branding is important across the board. That also goes for, you know, Cash Apps, PayPals, websites, you know what I'm saying? If you had it different for everything, how would anybody find you or even know that you are you? Am I right? All right, hold on. Let me just check YouTube side. Yeah, that Dorky don't play that on that. Nigga was like, what is happening? Yeah, listen, you know, I wondered if people felt that way about like Mr. Servon and No Limit back in the day. Potentially Silk the Shocker for some. I didn't mind Silk the Shocker back in the day. But yeah, there's certain artists who like they wouldn't necessarily follow the beat and they're just gonna like rap and say things, and you know they expect the fact that they just saying the thing. All right, man, I said the thing, man. Are we good?
We the mob, we the mob.
Are we good? Are we good? All right, let me jump back into the line.
You're jamming with the hottest disc jockey.
DJ Dork Genius.
All right, let's see what we got next up. And then, you know what I'm saying, we'll head right back in it. Like, right back in it, man. You know what? I might rap in it. Cool. Is this the... Hold on. That's not it. Let me delete.
Delete, you are gone.
I'm clapping for no reason. Alright, DJ Littles, you sent Show Me More. Show me more what? Show me more PME Creepin' featuring Zay. Alright, I got you.
I can show you more.
What up, Popcorn?
Girl, I can show you more than a massage. Could've been inside of this. Ain't a nigga for a simple-minded bitch. Girl, I can show you more. Type of nigga don't give a damn. In a block like shit fast. Girl, I can show you. I can show you. Girl, I can show you. I can show you. Girl, I can show you. I can show you. I can show you. Inside of this, ain't a nigga for a simple-minded bitch. Girl, I can show you more who I really am. I been nigga don't give a damn. Spin a nigga block like a shit fan.
I can show you a lot, my baby. The bitches you see on the gram, I don't follow them back, cause them bitches not my baby. I'm not them niggas, I be honest, I won't tell a lie. Hope this don't make a problem, baby. And I'm not with the fuss and the fight. Treat you like a wife, sit down, have a conversation. And I'm not one of them niggas, I need all these focus and love, baby. I need your concentration. I don't know if I'm deep in my feelings, cause bitch, I be thinking, I'm contemplating. I'm trying to get on one knee, but they ring on your finger like, baby, I'm tired of waiting. Like, bitches, you ready for me? I go by Lizzie, all the shit that they talking, they lying. Baby, I really come from the street, baby, I come from the trap. Raised around hustle, that's all that I know. My pop went to jail, I start riding on pads. I ain't got no big brother, I'm the oldest of three. My uncle got killed, I start riding with straps. Yeah, baby, I come from the trenches. I go to war with anybody about it. By my little baby, I'm standing on business. By my little baby, them niggas don't die. I promise to God, I won't leave a witness. Bitch, I was raised by the gangsters and trap like we put fly like LA Fitness. Show you what I'm show you what I'm, baby. A whole lot of stories that I wanna tell you. I'm not finna lie, baby.
Girl, I can show you more. I can show sides. Could've been inside of this. Ain't a nigga for a simple-minded bitch. Girl, I can show you more who I really am. Tell me nigga don't give a damn. Spin a can show you more. I can show you more. Baby, I can show you more. I can show you more. Baby, can you show me more? Can you show me more? Baby, can you show me more?
I remember you singing that one the other day as well. A little bit of a vibe, you know, within, and of course an acoustic guitar, decent melodies, you know, throughout that are catchy and sort of, you know, get you in there. You know, I think most of my criticism is just mostly in that sort of last verse, you know what I'm saying, within there. Anytime you do ins and outs, doubles, ad-libs, like, you know, remember that you don't want to compete with any other vocal, right? Your main vocal, you know, is the star of the show, and then everything else, you know, has to really, you know, feel like it's in the background, slightly, you know, giving accents to, you know, what you're doing or whatnot, right? Again, I sort of liken everything to, you know, if you're performing on stage and there's one mic, and you have, you know, backup singers or hype men, you would be pissed if they were like right up on you every time because they're trying to get right up on the mic, you know what I'm saying? And y'all just like face right next to each other. So, you know, always, you know, ease the vocals back a little bit. Sometimes, you know, lessen the amount that is happening as well. You want to be able to let your actual, you know, or let your actual verse breathe, so people can, you know, appreciate. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So we got we got Two-Face with "I'm a Demon."
She the one that I want, but I need you. Loving that fight of you, girl, I'ma need it. I'm giving my heart to you, baby. You gotta promise me that you finna keep it. They fight back, bitch, I'm a demon. Ain't no pull off, she eating a semen. She asking for love, gotta give me a reason. Let's make us a movie and turn it to seasons. Can't fight back, bitch, I'm a demon. Ain't no pull off, she eating a semen. She asking for love, gotta give me a reason. Don't hit from the back and she know I'm a teaser. Don't fight back, bitch, I'm a demon. Ain't no pull off, she eating a semen. I'm showing the love, baby, you gotta see it. No leaving your side, cause of you, I be fiending.
You got like a limiter or something like that?
Right now, look, baby, I'ma make you the leader. I'ma keep it a band. I used to be foul, but nowadays I don't be cheating. Can't fight back, bitch, I'm a demon. Ain't no pull off, she eating the scene. She be asking for love, but do you really need it? I be walking with God while I talk to the preacher. Yeah, but I really need her. Ice so cold, bitch, feel like a freezer. The windows get foggy inside of the whip. It look like we using a steamer.
Where did you go? Hello?
Don't run, it turn to nighttime. 3 a.m. and it feel like my time. Don't worry about niggas that wanna come back, cause they don't see what's in your eyes. We taking a trip in my ride, loving if you wanna see it at nighttime. I'm a young nigga, but I keep up with the boss, I'm the MVP, all of my prime. Don't fight back, bitch, I'm a demon. Ain't no pull, she eating the scene. She be asking for love, but do you really need? She be pushing my head up, but I'ma go steeper. Don't fight back, bitch, I'm a demon. Ain't no pull, she eating the scene. If I'm giving you love, promise you gotta keep. Ain't no side chick with me, baby, I don't be cheating.
What you kill everybody? What you think? All right, I will say, beat was slightly drowning out your vocals. You also had like what feels like a limiter, you know, over it, and so certain things were just going in and out, and you know, you want a steady mix when it comes to, you know, the sounds that you're hearing or whatnot, right? No sort of like up and down, you know, with it. You know, just make sure that the vocals are clean, crisp, and you know where they need to be. Reference your song in different devices. You know, we always do the car mix every once in a while. The sort of, you know, earbuds, headphones, studio monitors are, you know, good to be able to freaking see. But also like always get that second ear when it comes to maybe, you know, potentially getting another mix from somebody else or going to the studio, right? Recording, you know what I'm saying, handling, just being an artist, and then letting the engineer sort of like handle some of the mixing, because when we get on records, right, we know exactly what we're saying, what we're doing, you know, sort of like what we're trying to, you know what I'm saying, get across. But as a listener, you know what I'm saying, if there are parts that maybe don't make sense or should be said, you know, in a better way or something like that, like the engineer is going to catch those things. They're going to know, you know what, let me actually cut the beat here so that way we can hear this part, you know, a little bit more clear or whatnot. Or again, if they can't hear and understand it too much because it feels like the beat is drowning it out, again, they'll know to cut your vocals up, to put, you know, more of the, you know, compression, certain types of effects on it, you know, to give it that more clarity as they're listening to it, right? We can't just handle everything ourselves because we're literally not gonna know what other people are going to hear, you know what I'm saying? Over time, if we build and develop that skill to be able to hear what other people are going to sort of say and sort of critique about our you know, performance, then, you know, but for now, I just think go back in there and you know, a little bit of another mix. Overall style is just kind of freaking chill, you know, it's nothing too crazy. I don't think you need any kind of like aggressive, you know, energy, as the beat isn't too you know, it's not like bright and lively, right? It doesn't have a lot, you know, going on to where there's too much activity and you need to get back in there, but not bad. Let me see. We're gonna head out for the moment, and we'll be back in you know, either a few hours or you might catch me in the morning and stuff like that. I appreciate you guys for tapping in. Make sure you guys follow us on all platforms, you know what I'm saying? Hit us up on YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, Facebook, IG, and more. Hold on, what was this? What was this? Oh yeah, we got you. Alright. I gotta move that so I don't touch that on the mic.
Bro, it's 2 in the morning, fell asleep and I'm yawning, waking up on the lawn, I'm seeing blue and orange. People follow me to school and copy me until I stopped and put my music on. I'm just crawling like a zombie, gnawing on a Nazi, probably in his uniform. Born identity, homie, you've been warned. My brain